No, love, yeah, no, no, love, yeah, no, no, love, yeah, yeah, no, yeah, no, no, love, yeah, no, no, love, yeah, no, no, love.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Two Beers Deep. As you can tell, there are transitionings happening, Greg, without my hands. So it is not just us tonight. It is not just us on air. I just wanted to start the show right there.
I was going to say, does it feel good over the last 2 weeks, like not having to use your hands for anything? Like, I feel like this is a breath of fresh air for you now that you're like, all right, I can get back to normal again. I can let someone else deal with all that shit.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I muted your mic a few times. I don't think you noticed, so that was kind of cool for...
I probably didn't. I am assuming you enjoyed every second of it too, more than likely.
I did. You don't have to assume. I did. I'll tell you flat out.
That's fair.
Greg, we do have a really, really packed show of goodness today.
We do.
We got a couple things to get into heavy. So first off, Josh, welcome back to the show. How was, and we'll get into, I want to get into how your time off was after.
I can't get over how he got time off anyway after just coming back too.
Well,
that throws me off.
If you let me finish my sentence.
Sorry, I had to get that out. I had to get that out.
We have, Josh, I would like to get into how your time was off, but we can ask how you got the time off because we have a very special guest early up. Josh, is it ready to yes. Call him to be on? Okay. Chip, HR, father, hello. How are you, my good man?
I'm good. How are you guys tonight?
We're good. I'll answer for everybody. I wasn't sure if they were going to. We got a couple questions. First things first, Chip, can you notice something about me and Josh that Greg is not a part of at this current moment in time?
A hat.
Okay, what's on them hats?
That's a good call.
I see a P and a C.
Okay, so you would justifiably say Josh and I are much bigger baseball fans than Greg because it's opening day.
Huge, ginormous, colossal, all that good stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to start there. So you agree that Josh and I are better, if you will, Josh, I don't want to speak for you, but better baseball fans than Greg.
I have a baseball game on in front of me right now.
Yeah, but I have a baseball bat and a ball.
That's pretty elite.
I have a baseball tattoo, so what does that count?
So do I.
Where?
We will get banned off YouTube if
point.
I show my baseball tattoo because it's where my heart is.
Back to
Twitch. So, Dad, the real reason we have you here, which, Josh, I don't know if you want to play the result video stuff first, because even Chip doesn't know the results, Josh. So I will let you gingerly foot around this topic if you want to preface Chip with anything. I kind of ran him through what this was, but I'll let you lead this part.
So let's let him make the decision and then we'll play the clip.
But doesn't he need to know the end of the clip?
No. So the question is, Chip, so the debate was, can you throw a football 45 yards? Which I'm sure you can throw it at least 80 with the flick of your wrist, Chip. Yes, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to admit it. It's just a slight nod.
He lets his agent talk for him. He's not allowed to talk. Yeah.
So the bet was I was going to go try to throw a football 45 yards.
Originally, he said 50, just for the record.
I thought there was an 80 also discussed.
I said 45.
Well, I said 45. You said 50 because we walked it back.
No, go listen to the clip, you pigeon.
No, you said 50. Easy.
So Chip, the question became, now, I'm a bigger football fan than Derek because I have a football.
That's not how that works.
Yes, it is.
Football's different.
If you're tossing the baseball and bat thing at me, then the football thing also counts.
Well, then that means I'm a bigger wrestling fan than Greg because I have this CM Punk poster.
How dare you?
Anyway.
Looking around. I'm a bigger America fan because I have my passport for other countries.
Ooh, I love that.
Wouldn't that make you a bigger fan of the world because you can go out of the country?
I have a basketball here somewhere.
What's
up, Bueno? Keep going, Josh.
Right there, and my chair just shrunk. Okay. So Chip, the question was, or the bet was, if I can throw a ball 45 yards, Derek has to drink 45 beers over a month. Okay?
I love how Chip's eyes like got wide on that.
Yeah, well,
one, too.
you know, Derek has a certain disease that involves a certain body part and a foot. Anyway, so
It's actually just a bunion.
was it really?
I think. I don't know. I think it was a bunion.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna put out a video soon of my foot.
Thank you.
That would get a lot of views, I bet.
Yeah, I don't know, Dad. We'll figure it out together.
Yeah.
Okay, so my punishment seems
still
to
from
be
Grandma.
a little bit of a debate. Originally, it sounds like Derek said that I got 3 attempts, and however many yards short of 45 I was across all 3 attempts got added together, and that's how many beers I had to drink over the next month. But then later, when we all agreed upon the bet, it sounded like all I had to do was drink the difference of my longest throw.
Between the part, Chip, basically, we started with number 1, and then towards the end, the 3 of us just talking just said option 2. So the thing is, we both sit here and openly say both options are on the table. Greg and I would like the 3 because it's funnier. Josh says, well, we know we did say this other option, so HR.
Now, I'm also going to throw a third one because Derek and I are bad at our jobs, that both of us have to drink 45 beers over the month because we fucked this up so bad.
That's not true. Dad, full transparency, I never said I could throw a football 45 yards. I told Josh he could throw it 22 yards.
No, I meant we're bad at our jobs producing and creating a show, so we have to both be punished.
I've been here, Greg? We did, I don't know, every Thursday except for the month of January. Josh missed the last 2. Does that mean you have to do 90 beers?
I would imagine I think he's walking himself into. Yeah,
Josh has to finish 180 beers in the month of April because he's bad at his job.
Well, I don't think that's what I just said.
Thoughts, Chip?
I'm pretty sure PBR makes like the long ass like 100+ like thing. Yeah, I mean we could probably scrunch that up. We can find it in the budget. Yeah, we can find it in the budget.
Price of living in OKC. Chip, thoughts?
So here, the options are either he has
It's just
to
option
add up,
1 and 2. He's floundering.
right. Forget 3.
Oh, fine.
Although I think
Where
Nice
Josh
try.
would have to do 180 beers. I
Yeah.
agree. Forget 3.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't want to put Josh through 180 beers.
Yeah, thank you.
So option 1 is you take all 3 throws, add up the shortage.
Yeah.
And that's what he has to drink.
Yep.
Or option 2 that Yuns talked about after Yuns were drinking and everything was just 1 throw.
Yeah. Yeah. You got, and the reason why we messed it up, you've got absolutely correct. Yes.
Kind of got
Okay.
it on the
Although
nail
it's
on the
also
head.
on Greg because he wasn't drinking and he didn't straighten it out. So.
I think it's more on Greg because he gave up drinking and didn't remember any of this, and he
Yeah.
came
I'm
in.
going through withdrawal.
He came in pretty
my
hot
memory-
and heavy against me and Josh. So
Yeah.
Greg
My
has to
memory
drink
sucks.
90 non-alcoholic beers.
I'm very hostile when I haven't been drinking, so therefore, like my mind is just.
Yeah, but he put himself
completely other
through
space
it.
right
All right,
now. Yeah.
calm down there, Jesus in the desert. You did this
It's
to yourself.
self-inflicted. It's self-inflicted. Yeah, that's
No
fair.
wonder he wants a bourbon on Easter.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He gets
Exactly.
hammered.
I do.
He'll be
It's a
out there
problem.
naked mowing.
Yes.
Homestead's not ready for that.
The high rise I live across would love that. I
Yeah.
bet.
They say, "Oh my God, that guy with 3 legs is mowing again."
It's a national treasure. What can I say?
I wonder why I didn't get the 3rd leg tattooed. You know?
That we know of. Chip,
So here's what Chip's going with.
Okay.
I'm going to throw out the ones where Yuns were drinking. So I am an option A.
Son of a bitch.
you're
All
a
right.
man of
All right.
integrity. Honestly,
Okay.
that's HR.
I mean, that's once you guys get drinking, start bullshitting.
Yeah.
Throw that out the window. Go with option A, the one you thought of in the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Just
then
get back to the original, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and in the defense of what you just said too, Chip, Greg didn't drink during the whole thing, so he should have a punishment. in my mind.
Exactly. I agree.
Josh and I are keeping 2 beers deep alive here. I mean, it's kind of when he's hamstringing like this, we got to support the alcohol consumption.
I think if I were to lose the bet, Greg should have to drink as many beers as I do over the month.
I think he should be forced to drink that much non-alcoholic beer because he wants to get back to drinking. Chip.
That's
I think
not
Greg
fair.
should have to drink the sum of 40
Wait,
of
wait, wait, wait.
non-alcoholic
No,
beer.
no. That's torture. That is absolute torture.
You
No.
locked it in for 40 days. What's another 40 days?
Yeah, 40 days. I'm not doing another 40.
Chip,
Fuck that.
I
thoughts?
think Greg
No,
has been sober for as long as
I
it
am
takes me to finish
liking
those
that
beers.
option.
You like that option?
I do.
No.
I think that is a great option.
No,
Okay.
this isn't fair. I got shit coming up. I got shit coming up in the next few months. I'm
Well,
Yeah, but
visiting.
no. It's
Greg.
just on air, Greg.
Greg,
Oh my god.
you
Listen
could
to
take
HR.
like 2 days and drink 22 and a half in 2 days, and then you're free and clear.
Unbelievable. I thought I was done buying Heineken Zeros, but apparently not.
Well, you can have other types.
That's true. Brewdog makes some good
Your
knockoffs.
water bill is going to go up immensely.
Unbelievable.
Imagine
already
getting
too
gout
high.
without the benefit of alcohol, Greg.
Don't trim the bushes. You can pee out in the bushes.
And he
Not a
means
bad
around your
idea.
third leg. Chip, is there anything else going on you wanted to address while you're on air? We haven't talked to HR in a while, buddy.
Well, okay, HR does have a question.
Oh, this
Oh,
is
boy.
scary.
Oh,
You got
boy.
one in the chamber.
Perhaps maybe this is putting you on a spot, but did you come up with the 3 items yet?
No, so here's the other side of it. We'll probably hold on to it a little longer. I have them. The difference is that it's the same reason none of the other shows have come back on. I just have been not diving into the existential understandings of our Thoughts from the Bench company. So I will. Here's what I'll say. That's what I'll do on Easter. I'm not coming home. By the end of by the time Jesus comes out of the tomb or whatever Easter's about or his birthday or whatever,
You're right.
we'll
It was sometime in the afternoon, I think. I know that. For sure.
there will be 3 items.
Okay, I just wondered
It's
because
a good question.
I just wondered because I have an item that, not that I'm trying to sway one way or the other.
You can have one. You can pick one.
Well, it's the Thoughts from the Bench shirt.
Yeah, I'm saying you what I'll make 2, and then you call me sometime this weekend. We'll get yours up.
Okay.
Is there something you got, like an idea, or is it an old one?
Actually, it's an old shirt.
Okay,
Okay.
It's just mine. Mine was like one of the originals.
gotcha. You just want a black one with the white on it,
Long sleeve.
long sleeve.
Okay, yeah, long
Extra
sleeve.
large.
Okay, well here's the other thing, Chip, is that stuff's all still technically in the cat's out of the bag. The store's alive right now.
Okay.
Big announcement.
You can go onto the store right now and put me in debt, is how I'll word it, in a good way, because it's getting stuff. It's not like, it ain't debt. You can probably go find those shirts right now, Chip, if you would like to. And I think
Okay.
Bueno's the only viewer, so you could. The 3-item thing was just the news stuff.
Okay. No, not unless you're pushing the Boyd for 28 shirts.
Oh, that's a good call. We do
Wow.
need to get those up and running soon.
It
You
ain't
know?
28. Is it 20, 24, or 26?
28.
You know, if
There's no way we got to wait till the next president at 28.
He's not old enough yet.
He's 35, ain't he?
no,
He's around that. He's
Hold
around
on,
that.
I'll ask him.
34. He's a year older than me.
So he's
Man.
34 by 28. He'll be 40 plus.
Which is usually like the wheelhouse for most presidents anyways. So yeah, that sounds about right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wanted to give us far enough time that we can get this shit rolling.
Right.
Are you
Right.
knocking on doors?
Not yet. I've been in South Carolina. I've been in Nashville. Hey, I wear that shirt everywhere.
Hey, listen, South Carolina is a hotly contested state that could be due for a flip. You never know.
That is
Just saying.
true.
Never know.
So just to check, Josh does have to consume, if he loses the challenge, which we'll view right after this, he has to consume the 3. And then I think, and Josh, you tell me what you think. I think we should spin a wheel
Yeah,
for Greg.
absolutely. For
And so
punishment.
Chip,
Not a wheel.
yeah. And so
Not
it's
a
gonna,
wheel.
I would like a bunch of them, Josh, like a million yes and no's in this wheel, and it spins, and we do a best of 5. And it's whatever gets 3 in that best of 5. You either have to do the amount non-alcoholic, Greg, in a month, or you don't. Chip, is that fair?
That is fair.
Yeah.
Okay,
is
so we're
fair.
just doing 2.
You know, I would like a million yes and no's on this wheel.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes.
And then, Greg, here's what I'll say. I will.
All right, what?
I'll gladly do it with you if you get it as a friend, not as a punishment because I did nothing wrong, but as a friend, I'll do it with you if you get it.
Man, that just warms my heart in so many ways that I'm not alone in this struggle right here.
Yeah.
And it's a true friend like you that makes me feel special, Deke.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome for my
Thank you.
friendship.
Your friendship means the world to me.
You're welcome.
Greg
Chip.
can rub your bunion.
He's probably rubbing pretty good, to be fair, Chip.
Wow. Okay. Very unnecessary HR.
Yeah, that was not a very HR statement.
That was not at all. I feel like we need an HR for the HR person.
While Josh sets up the wheel here, Chip, I do got some thoughts on the bench questions for you.
Okay.
Firing off here. How did Josh get PTO? Good question.
That's a damn good question.
Did he wear you down with negotiating or something? Because he doesn't strike me as someone that could, but also I wouldn't be shocked if he could like maybe pull something out every now and then that might get you to take your side.
Well, Josh and I have a sort of how do I want to say it? Well, no, he rode out on me on the football thing. That's shot in the ass.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Listen, hang on. I'm the keeper of his Apple password.
That is true. That is true.
So what you're saying is that it's bribery.
Yeah, I'm confused on that angle.
Yeah. That's a bit unfair here. Like we might get screwed
well, the bigger
over
question,
pretty good.
Greg, is did my dad even know Josh was gone? Not in the sense of the show, but did he know he was gone? Because there's a chance that Josh just left and said, "I'm working remote."
That's also a good question.
Well, I didn't even hear I'm working remote. But anyway,
that's a good point.
I didn't know TFTB had work from home capabilities. Go figure.
We're all working from home, you fucking idiot. What are we talking about? Literally,
This is
we're
my
all at
office.
home. This is not.
This is my office. I don't know what the fuck you're talking
Greg
about.
wrote his house off as a work from home type of thing. Yeah,
I did. That's how I got it. That's how I got a tax return this year.
Greg claims that table and that square footage is his office for thoughts for the bench on his tax.
The
You're
yard.
goddamn right. That's
He's
why
got
I
to
have
maintain foliage.
I upgraded the table now. It's actually a nice wooden table.
Do we got the wheel, Josh?
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
All right. Let's go to the wheel. Josh, you in real time are going to be the one that's going to have to keep us here. We can't see the wheel until it's a little delayed if you're watching. So this is best of 5 to see if Greg has to consume, if Josh loses the bet, the amount of beers Josh has to consume in non-alcoholic beers in the month of April, in which I will also do it because I am a good friend, all approved by our HR department. Chip.
Okay, I'm gonna.
That is so. What's the red one?
I swear we talk ourselves into just messes all the time on this show.
Is the red one alcohol?
No, it's 503 entries of yes and no.
Okay, so okay,
yeah. Buckle up, baby.
Here we go.
Ready? And we're away.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Literally.
Bo says, Chip, what's up, Bo?
Hi, Bo.
What's number 1?
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Not off to a good
We got
start.
a yes.
Oh, thank God.
We got a yes.
Thank God. Two more.
What do you mean, thank God?
Yes for non-alcoholic, right?
But no, it's just yes to do it or no to not do it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Greg just said, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I misinterpreted the wheel. Shit.
Spin
He's
2.
going to come back next week being like, I didn't get it, so I don't understand.
Spin 2.
Come on.
It's a no. Okay. All right.
Okay.
1 and 1.
Where are you?
1 and 1.
Where are you?
All right.
Best of 5.
This is
What-
electric content, especially
What did you
for
think
those
yes
listening.
was, Greg? Yeah. Oh yeah, podcast listeners hate
Yeah,
this.
sorry about that.
I misinterpreted the yes and no and what. it
No,
stands for.
again.
Okay.
No.
Okay. There's 2. It is best of 5. It is 2 for no, 1 for yes.
Final spin.
Fate knows I've done enough of this non-alcoholic crap, so it
No,
knows.
Greg does not have to drink. That was really
Can
anticlimactic.
we spin again to see if we have to allow that to be the ruling?
Sure.
What?
No, just
Oh,
kidding.
look at it go. Whoops. Sorry, I just hit it, Greg. I don't know what
So
happened.
Greg,
You and your damn trigger finger. Not
Yeah.
all right, let's get into the bit. Let's watch it live for the first time in that real time. Chip, if you would like to dip out and go watch it on the TV, I would offer you that extension to run to the living room and get there before the video starts playing. But you gotta say farewell. Hold on. Whoa. You got people in the comments. You got Bueno and Votash. You got Josh you haven't seen in forever because he's been on PTO. You got Greg. I mean, we got to say bye to people here.
Bye, Vo. Bye, Bueno. Bye, Greg.
Bye.
Bye, Josh.
Bye.
He wants to do an Irish goodbye so bad,
He
and you're
did.
not.
You
letting
see how
him
he
do it.
turned? Yeah.
Bye, Deke.
I love you, Dad.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice Easter.
Oh, that.
Oh, I gladly will.
All right, here we go. I'm going to play the video. So a few weeks ago, Derek wondered how to throw a potato. That then turned into a long debate as to how far you could throw a football. The bet is that if I can throw the football 45 yards, Derek has to drink 45 beers over the course of a month. But if I can't throw it 45 yards, every single yard under 45 that I throw it, I have to drink that many beers within a month. On the show, of course. So we're here today at War Memorial Stadium. Go Pokes. And we are going to try to throw the ball 45 yards, or damn near it. So, stay tuned. This is Kobe Wassler, my lovely assistant. Kobe, let's walk you out to the 45. This is the dumbest thing ever. Okay, so here's the 40. There's the 45. All right, so Kobe's gonna stay here. Don't stop recording. I'm gonna try this 3 times. What Derek and Greg didn't know is that I wore my Cordell Stewart jersey today. That's gonna put at least 5 more yards on this ball.
I think that was 41.
41?
Oh, no, my bad. 36. I'm going to go 37 on that one.
Either way, Greg said he could throw it 30. I've thrown it way past 30.
That was like an inch shy of the 40. I'd call it 39 and a half.
All right. There you go. I mean, 5 yards short is pretty fucking good. Thank you, Kobe. All right. There you go. I got to drink 5 beers. Let's go. Holy shit! All right, there you have it. I did not throw the ball 45 yards. Shout out to my lovely camera assistant, Kobe Wassler, who hucked it 45 with change.
Yeah, casually.
Casually.
He said, "Oh, Josh, here's your ball back." And
Yeah.
Yeah. Does Wyoming need walk-ons at quarterback? Just out of curiosity,
He's
'Cause I
you
feel
know-
like that might be the way to go.
He was already a student there, so I mean enrollment would be easy for him. But yeah.
At
Be a,
least a little
grad
play
student. It
action.
can count. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, grad
Let's do
students.
this,
Yes.
and then we'll dive into that clip, Josh, because that was a wonderful video. So 3, 2, 1, action.
Can I go first? Because I really like my name today.
Go ahead.
I have Fluffy Cow Hazy IPA, which is what
Is the
Great.
beer called "I Have a Fluffy Cow"? Hazy? Or no, you?
that would be awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be.
No, I have
I
Fluffy Cow IPA today. Hazy IPA. from.
I was curious, like when you said
Gunner
fluffy
Bridge.
cow, I immediately thought there was going to be like a milk stout or something like that, but no, hazy IPA. Okay.
Yep, with a good old bison on it.
I have a sparkling grapefruit water because I'm still trying to decide if I have gout or a bunion.
Okay, fair.
I'm gonna get a rose for Black Heavy. Hold on.
Nice peer pressure.
So that's
Josh, I did mean to ask you real quick, since you were on vacation, did you have anything good beer wise while you were in Georgia or
Gregory,
Oklahoma?
I'm so glad that you asked because I did. I had, and I took pictures, so I want to make sure that I'm saying the right things because I
Okay.
knew you were going to ask me this exact question.
I mean, that's like anytime I know someone's on vacation, I'm immediately going to ask them, what kind of beer did you have?
So
Because that's
go ahead.
obviously topic number one.
Yes. So my favorite beer that I had while I was in Georgia was the Southern Brewing Company Panama City Sunset.
I love that.
And
love that name.
It
Okay.
is a Belgian-style sour ale with tropical fruits. Basically, it was pineapple, and it kicked
Naturally.
ass. It was just as good as Halakaliki. I also had the Real Dill, which was a pickle sour from Line
Is
Creek.
this in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was, interesting to say the least. I wouldn't recommend it, but it was interesting. And then, of course, I drank a shit ton of fucking Peach State Light.
Yeah.
Shout
Who
out
were
Peach
these
State
people?
Light. My best friends. Just not a big deal.
For the weekend or for
Yeah.
Like for life. Like the
Okay.
reason.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if this was somebody you hooked up with, like somebody that was just really cool in there, or like how, because I don't think we might have talked about it, but when I saw it, I was like, I definitely know you've mentioned it. I just couldn't remember the story.
So when my family moved to Atlanta, so my mom and my grandmother, I immediately felt this burning desire to have my icy light down there, right? Because I knew I wasn't going to get icy light anymore. Not realizing that Georgia had Yingling. But
that's not icy light.
That's
You
not
need-
icy light,
You
right.
need an icy light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's different occasions.
That's
for
like
each,
cold
yeah.
snack for us, Josh.
Exactly.
Like cold snack down here became my icy light because it's just I'm gonna grab a 12 or a cold
Right.
snack.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like Yingling is something that you want to have, like if you're out on the town or something, or you're at a bar or whatever, and you want like something with a little more body to it. Icy Light is just something that you just want to like crush no matter what time of day it is, basically. Yeah, so I get it.
I
So-
feel bad that Yingling I crush.
So I had this burning desire to find my icy light, and I was watching the Future Birds. Shout out the Future Birds at Red Rocks, not a big deal. And the
Is that
drummer,
a band or an
Yes.
exotic animal? Okay.
both, they're exotic animals. They're from Georgia, but they like tour in Wyoming and Colorado and Utah and Montana.
Big fan base out there, I'm guessing.
It's
so.
huge.
Okay.
It's awesome. Anyway, the drummer is wearing a Peach State Light t-shirt, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I take a picture of it, I Google it later, and I find their social media. I DM the guy on social
You
media.
took a picture and then Googled it is my favorite thing about you. You
I
didn't just
love the fact-
Google it. You
Yeah.
took a picture and then Googled it.
I just love the fact that you slid into the DMs of Peach State Light after the fact, almost like
Yes.
immediately.
That's the
That's
most Josh
commitment.
thing of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's commitment right there. I love it.
So
Can
I'm
I ask,
like,
did you pitch them for work or did you just want to meet them?
no, I was just
Genuinely.
I was like, what is Peach State Light? And they were like, we're a local craft light beer. And I was like, done. Like, we love the little Cindy's here on Two Beers Deep.
Of course.
From, shit, my brain just farted.
Literally the first 4 letters of Little Cindy, the Cindy part.
Cinderlands. Thank you. Fuck Nick
there you
Faust.
go.
Fuck Nick Faust.
I
Nice
had
guy,
that
though.
dialed.
Great guy.
Yeah, great guy.
But fuck Nick Faust.
And
Yeah.
so they were like, hey, like, like whatever, whenever you're here, like, let us know. And so this relationship started to bloom, and they sent me some swag, and they sent some beer, and I like threw this log in my mom's fireplace at Christmas, and they were like, yo, that was tight. So now I just start whoring myself out for free things, because that's what we do here at Thoughts from the Bench.
Yeah.
It's definitely on brand for us when you think about it. Yeah.
I have questions.
Mhm.
Do you feel bad you drank so much that other people might not be able to know about Peach State
No.
Light after the beer fest?
Not
okay.
in the
I just
least.
had to- yeah, good. I was gonna say if you did, you're an idiot. Screw those people.
We kept
They don't
going
deserve
back
it.
to. I think we went. So like, I think altogether we went to probably like 15 tents at this beer festival.
Yeah.
Which I know Greg is probably going like, Josh, that's kind of under what you would expect because Greg has been to a bunch of beer fests with me.
Very, yes.
I had to walk so much at
Yeah.
this Swanee Beer Festival that I was like crushed about how little buzz I got and how much walking I had to do. But if we were there, if we went to 15 tents, I would say 6 or 7 of them were fucking Peach Daylight. So
Nice.
Wow. Okay. Well, first of all, fuck them for making you work out while you were trying to enjoy a beer fest. That is not a beer fest purpose, damn it. It's to be in a centralized location to get as much as you possibly can in a short amount of time.
maybe like
Not fair.
maybe like under a shady grove next to a raging river with a waterfall.
Yeah, in like a nice, like U pattern, like as soon as you walk in,
yeah.
and then it's like circles. It's like a half circle.
And then you
know,
could like complete the half circle and know you had a good day.
yes,
Yeah,
but you
something
want to,
like that.
but you want to complete the circle because
Right.
really, like that's the goal of this thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, exactly.
I
Maybe
just found that there's
one
an
day.
East Nashville Beer Fest that is in April.
All right. Greg,
I
get
just
in the car.
Googled it. I was like, oh, yeah.
See you
When
there.
in April? Just out of curiosity.
April 15th. So unfortunately, I know. I do got to start planning for you coming down here, I guess, huh, Greg?
I just got my alert from Southwest that my flight's been confirmed. So yeah,
You better
Be
check
seeing
in.
be seeing you in a month.
Yeah, facts. And then you can I ask a question, Josh?
Mhm.
Are you okay with the fact that Greg's gonna die never having been to Laramie, Wyoming?
Man, that is tough.
Mm,
I think
Hear me out. Highlight of my life. I've been to Hawaii, Sweden, Seattle. I've been to some pretty dope places. Nashville, from Pittsburgh. None of them compare.
To
based on
Laramie.
this, based on the story that you told me, I'm very upset that I'm never going to be able to experience Jerkfest. That's
Yes,
one.
true.
I'm
It
very
was a good
upset.
old fashioned jerk off.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah.
But that
yeah.
meat in my mouth, man. Wow.
No, I feel bad that I was never able to come up to visit. But Josh and I have squashed this before. That I tried, and it's okay.
I don't think we squashed this. I think you
When did
gave
you
an
try?
explanation, and I more or less had no say in the matter.
That's
For the
fair.
record, Greg, it wasn't my choice to go.
I would
Like,
say,
really, I mean, Josh, not to be a jerk, it really, Grace was like, I want to go for my birthday.
Right.
And I was like, Josh lives there.
I
Yeah.
would say that at some point, it would be fun for the three of us to come up and
go back.
watch CSU versus Wyoming in a boot game.
I would 120 million% go back, the three of us, and just
Yeah.
do the whole thing just to go to Bonds and see a game.
Yeah,
1,000,000%.
because I think
'Cause
it's really like until you hear 28,000 people sing the beer song, you really have not lived.
The fact that it's
Fair.
called the beer song makes me like even more intrigued and makes me want to experience
and
it.
like
So that's
and-
fair.
Yeah,
College, I can't fathom like caring about it because I don't even think I actually went to Tuscaloosa. Like, I don't really remember anything aside from just being in the Alabama stadium.
oh
I,
sure.
I want to go to another game. Like,
Yeah.
I still don't believe I was, and it was too many people. So hearing a beer song sounds like something I could go be a part of.
Yeah. We could
Big.
delete Kerr's lights.
Oh yeah.
Did you just say Kerr's Light?
That's how
Oh,
you
we did.
pronounce it up here, baby. Kerr's
Oh my
lights.
God. I was about to say one of the things that I loved about chipping on was the fact that we heard so much yins and stuff on it, and that made me
Oh.
like that warmed my heart. But now hearing the fact that they can say they call Coors Light Kerr's Light just makes me
Kerr's Light.
appreciate regional dialects so much more.
I feel like I was able to I'm trying to think of a good analogy and I can't. Like, I sipped the water of Pittsburgh after talking to my dad. Like, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
into work tomorrow and start talking.
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
different.
Same.
I can hear the twang. I can hear the twang a little bit, and
I'm
it
gonna
makes me
start
feel
talking
good.
a little different. Yeah.
Why not? Yeah. I mean, Deke, in fairness though, as long as you've been in Nashville, you have not like picked up the dialect from what I can tell.
This is
though.
the stupidest dialect ever.
Yeah.
They just say like y'all, and some people talk a little more twangy. I will say the ice cream truck driver today that I bought a fudge sickle from,
Yes.
that was a
What-
Tennessee guy.
What was that about?
So
Also,
we,
I love that you all tapped the believe sign as you walked.
isn't that sick? I
Oh
like
my
so
God.
my whole thing has always been I need to start, just recording stuff a little more at work. So basically we have this absolute electric factory, not Brock, who you love, Josh. Brock is so awesome. We have this guy named Parker who is on the he basically we heard the ice cream truck go by and he goes, "Did anyone see what it said on the side?" And I was just like, I don't know. And it goes by again and he goes, "That's the guy." And he calls him.
What?
He apparently the news broke to me that he had always seen this ice cream truck go by the office. So one day he's driving and he saw the truck and he sped up and found out it said Eskimo Joe's ice cream truck on the side.
That's
So
a
he
great
Googled
name.
it, he
Great
called
name.
it. They were like, "Oh no, all of our trucks are like independent vendors." Got the phone number for this guy who looks like Santa Claus if he was born in Tennessee. Called him. Made him come back to the office, and he sold just our office cash only ice cream bars out of not an ice cream truck, just a white van. Just a white van with no windows. And I can't express to you how happy it made me. Like, Greg, you don't have
That's
Instagram,
tight.
I know, but the best part is
So
it's to Mac Miller's best day ever. For
Yeah.
everyone on Instagram, for everyone following, go check out
Okay.
Deke White on Instagram. It's to Mac Miller's best day ever. And it says, "No matter where life takes me, find me with a smile." When it says, "Never thought life would be this sweet," it's a picture, Greg, of me holding a fudge sickle out. And then it cuts to "Got me cheesing from cheek to cheek." And it's my buddy Hunter, who I was on his podcast called the Homeschool Podcast, smiling with a SpongeBob popsicle.
With like the gumball eyes and stuff like that.
Yes.
That's
And
amazing.
Parker got Sonic. It was awesome.
Speaking of
It was
which,
the
that
day.
guy does not look like Mark Zuckerberg. He looks like Stuart Little. You were one of one.
No.
Nailed it.
The Mark Zuckerberg, that comment, that was Paul, who was
Oh,
our
okay.
CFO, who
Okay.
looks like Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, no, he looks like Chris Evans. The joke that came after that clip, Josh. So, Greg, I don't know if did you listen to the podcast I was on, Greg? I know you
Yeah.
texted me about it. Okay.
Yeah, I got when I
so-
saw you tweet about it, like I listened to it immediately afterwards.
Amazing
Great up, by the way.
podcast.
Great up, by the way.
Thank you. I thought it was really fun. No, the ending. And Josh, did you listen to the episode or just see the
Not
clips?
yet. No.
Okay, perfect. So the clip goes into us calling him Chris Evans. The longer version of that, which just got too long, was I said to him, "Oh, I have a really mean joke." And he said, "I know what it is." And I said, "Well, what is it?" And he goes, "Chris Evans before he gets the serum." And I said, "No, Chris Evans when he was getting his ass kicked in the alley." But I guess that's the same guy.
It's the same guy.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
It was perfect timing. They are so funny, and like the comedic riffing was great. It was fun.
Do you think you're better than us because you got to use a cool mic?
No, the lighting made me better than
Okay, all right. That's
Sounds about right.
I'm being lit by a Kerr's light sign. I'll have you fucking know.
I have a ring light.
There you
You
go.
should have you should have thrown him off and said Chris Evans when he was the Ironmonger in What If. That would have been just like throwing people off so bad.
Speaking of, I mean, we're already 40 minutes in. I'm just going to keep going with this stuff.
Okay, fine.
Speaking of cartoons here, can we talk about it, Greg?
Oh yeah,
I can't remember what.
Isn't
what
it
it was.
amazing, Josh, that you know before he does?
yeah.
Can we talk in very loose understandings? I loved the movie, Josh.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I now understood. I got.
2 on the nose. All right, noted.
I felt so bad, by the way, because I sent that to everyone I knew that loved that movie.
So can we say the movie for anybody
Sure.
not?
Scott Pilgrim versus the World, all-time classic, one of the greatest cast lists that probably
In hindsight,
ever.
yes.
Yes, in hindsight, ever.
hindsight.
I guess, yeah, because Chris Evans, Sarah had the Cups
Aubrey
girl.
Plaza, Anna Kendrick,
Plaza.
Brie Larson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Brie Larson's
you're right.
the girlfriend.
The more you think about it, no, she's not the girlfriend.
She's the
she's
ex.
Envy. She's the
Yeah,
ex-girlfriend.
she's the ex-girlfriend.
Yeah,
Okay, I
I'm
thought you
sorry,
meant
no,
the girl he
she's
was
not the-
going
no,
after.
no, no.
She's not Ramona Flowers. No, that's like Mary Weinstead. I think.
Mary
Maybe-
Elizabeth.
Maybe the only
Winstead,
person in
yeah.
that movie that did not go on
Winstead.
to become a A-list celebrity
Her?
is Ramona Flowers.
She was in Sky High.
Well, there you go. Okay.
I mean, come on.
All right,
that's
fine,
ridiculous.
Yeah, but I felt so bad. I sent that to everyone I knew that loved that movie, and then my friend Adam, who lives in Virginia, randomly texted me and said, "Hey, what about that movie?" And I'm like, "Oh fuck, I completely forgot he liked the movie." So now I felt like a horrible friend for forgetting my friend liked that movie. So
Well, I think it's
figure.
more fucked up that you didn't text me that there was a Power Rangers movie coming out. That's more fucked up.
Did you know that the best friend in Scott Pilgrim is Macaulay Culkin's brother?
Yeah, I mean, he looks
it
exactly
really?
like him.
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
does now that
I
you
didn't
say
realize
it.
that until I saw the roster, and I'm like, wait a sec, that was. I was like, wait a second, that was him.
Yeah. Also, Greg, why didn't you text Josh about Power Rangers?
It's kind of fucked
On
up,
it.
man.
I know I am, but in fairness, I'm also you were the only person that I gave my detailed rundown and explanation
True.
to about the actual story
True.
to. So at least I gave that to you.
Why didn't I get the rundown?
Yeah.
Now I got another thing to apologize for.
Yeah,
My bad.
You do, you motherfucker. And you got
I'm a
off
horrible-
have to drink 22 non-alcoholic beers.
Being sober has sucked apparently for me because I've just been a worse friend since.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But you said it made your mind sharp, and then you couldn't remember the World Cup of hockey, so I don't really fucking know what you're talking about.
That I feel bad about that I forgot the name of the tournament too. So my
Matthew
apologies.
Patel. That's
Here's
what
the
I'm thinking.
thing, though, real quick about that, is
Yeah.
that Team North America would be dirty. More dirty than the Austin Matthews, Connor McDavid version.
Wait a second. Would they really do a Team North America? Because I feel like in
had
hockey,
to.
there's no. Did they?
Yeah, because it was only NHL players.
Oh, the under 23 team. Okay,
Yes.
that's right. I forgot. About
I don't
that,
want
'cause
to come
they-
off as misunderstanding what we're doing here,
Sure.
but did Mexico have any players on it?
No. No.
So Team North America, a little deceiving.
It could
Well,
now.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. I mean, Austin Matthews is Hispanic technically, so
And Robert Rodriguez.
that's
One of
also
those
true.
names is way more Hispanic than the other.
Yeah, well,
Mm.
Austin, if you look at... Never mind. We're not going there.
No,
he
we're not
has.
going.
Austin Matthews may have the biggest forehead I've seen since Peyton Manning.
Yeah, but he's losing his hair much faster than Peyton ever did.
Which is throwing me off because he's not even 30 yet.
No, I mean, God love him. He has the Ryan Getzlaff problem, but anyway.
You know what it is? It's the pressure of being in Toronto. That's what it is.
I don't think so.
An American being the savior of the Canadian team,
I
essentially.
think he's just an ugly guy. Greg,
He is kind of
honestly.
an ugly looking dude.
He's not pretty. You know
No.
what I mean?
No.
So there's a hockey tournament.
So you guys last week were talking about how awesome the World Baseball Classic was.
Amazing.
And you were talking about how hockey needs to do that. And then you
Yeah.
brought up that a couple of years ago they did do the thing. And it's not that the Olympics got rid of the NHL. The NHL has kept their players from competing because the Olympics won't pay the insurance to the teams in case one of their players gets hurt at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Because it's
Josh, the thing I can't remember is why don't they still do the World Cup? Is it because they can't agree to it, or is it because of
the players don't want to do it. Players
Okay.
don't want to do it. The players want to play in the Olympics.
So did they pay the insurance the Oshie year?
No.
Okay.
Insurance has never been paid. And a
Gotcha.
big part of it was when it was in Japan. That was going to really fuck up the season. Because
that was what I thought it was, season timing.
Yes.
So I'm on board now.
it would have really fucked up the season, and then the next one it was just easy to say no to, and we've had 2 Olympics go by without any kind of whatever. Now, I have an article that I could release whenever you guys feel it's appropriate, where I believe that Hockey Canada is actually afraid to play Team USA right now. So they're attempting to delay till Team USA gets worse, so they won't lose to Team USA in the gold medal game.
Well, first of all, Hockey Canada is a mess by itself to begin with. All
Absolutely.
the shit that's
Canada
going on.
is, Greg. Canada.
Yeah.
Bring your broom because it's a mess.
Yes, for sure.
Josh, have you never seen the campaign?
Oh,
it's Will.
yes, with Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis. He's got the
Bring your broom
Yeah.
because it's A mess.
Yeah.
I was going to say I was really disappointed by the look. Podcasters can't see it, but I could. My heart could. Keep going, Greg.
Yeah.
Christ.
No,
Get it, Pete.
no, but Hockey Canada is an absolute mess. But honestly, I still, off the top of my head, refuse to believe that Canada by itself would be afraid of the U.S. Because even if like they end up playing the gold medal game, I still think it's an evenly matched game.
Greg,
To
the
fair.
roster that Team USA would put on the ice is head and shoulders above everyone else. At every position, especially goaltending. For the first time ever, Canada would be starting a backup goalie as their starter.
Wow.
Flurry.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's their
okay.
best option.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
realize
I knew that,
I
Greg.
didn't realize their goalie situation was that bad.
It's
Oof.
that it's like Carter Hart or Fleury.
Yikes.
Whereas we have Connor Hellebuck, Spencer Knight. Like the only team that has better goaltending than us is Russia because they have Sorokin and Shesterkin. But it's like, yeah. Anyway, we don't need to talk about hockey because this isn't hockey talking.
Yeah, you said like 46 vowels and 2 names. So
That's
let's
hockey names for you.
Yeah, we got 14 minutes till the hour mark. Let's just pick a topic.
Well,
I
hang
think
on.
we
Let's
should-
do. Go ahead. Wrestling.
I
comps?
think
Yeah,
okay, all right.
let's finish
I've been
the
looking
hour with
forward-
wrestling
yeah.
comps. That's a really good catch. So, Josh, I would like for us to individually walk through everyone's, and
I
then we
have
all owe Smalls one, and then we do me and Greg.
So it's really
Or-
because
yeah.
So what happened was I watched both shows from the past 2 weeks because I'm a good producer. And
Thank you.
Sid said he's Hispanic as well. That's cool.
Okay, Sid.
He's like Italian or some Guido shit.
I don't think you can say that.
Guido? No, you're thinking of Dago. Guido's not a
Oh,
condescending.
my bad,
Dago's
my
the
bad.
Not say
condescending
Goomba.
one, yeah.
Anyway, as we just said all of that shit anyway.
Yeah, Greg, you say one now.
Yeah,
so we all
no.
get canceled.
Absolutely not.
Greg's Italian and Jewish.
He said you can't say Guido. Only the Jersey Shore guys.
That's
can.
true. Okay, so I have basically when I was watching the show, you guys would say a name, I would pause it. I came up with my comp. So I'm gonna start from the top, and I'll just go through, tell everybody what you guys picked the last time, and then I'll give mine. Okay,
All right.
cool. All right. So the
Yep,
first
yes.
one was Alex.
And are they
Greg,
on screen?
what?
Are they going to be on screen?
No, it's just
Okay.
us talking.
Totally cool.
It can be if you want.
Well, I just wanted to ask, did you guys like the thread? I was pretty proud of that.
The thread was
The thread
amazing.
kicked ass.
Thread was
I was
awesome.
really, I was like, how do I do it on Twitter? I was like, thread. Okay, sorry, Josh. Keep
It was really good. In fact, I got a bunch of text messages about my comps.
going. Okay,
Oh,
let's
okay.
dive into those when we dive into
Okay,
it. But
all right.
yes, I love
Okay.
this.
So, Alex, Greg had Luke Harper, which I thought was gold. Deke had Stone Cold, which I don't really know Alex well enough, but I'll take your word for it. Because
Did you like the reasoning around?
yes,
But okay, because Greg, I think on a few of them caught me of like, well, you're kind of wrong about this guy. I was just like, I know Steve, he likes beer.
yeah. Well,
No, which is
Badass.
fair. Yeah.
but I think he likes one particular substance more than beer, since he ran a shop at one point in time.
I would say they're interchangeable.
So I went
He
with
likes whiskey.
Rob Van Dam because he's
Ooh.
legend status, but also loves weed.
He was also stiff too, and he could kick people's ass.
There you
so
go.
that sounds like Alex. Okay, I can dig that.
Ranking had Greg gave him Bobby the Brain Heenan. I don't think Ranking's a manager.
I looked at it from the perspective of, well, first off, Bobby the Brain Heenan's like crowd nickname was the Weasel. You know,
I
Like,
get
he was-
all of that, but like that,
Yeah, like,
that was
it's-
He
my.
looks like Stu Finer, Josh.
He does look like Stu Finer. Okay, and then Derek gave him the Miz, which I thought was perfect.
I was proud of that one.
Yeah,
and then-
that was good.
I gave him Baron Corbin because Baron Corbin is the king,
Yeah. hmm
and
That's a
and
good one.
everybody hates on Baron Corbin, but secretly loves him.
Don't all wrestlers love wrestling against him, or is that not?
Yeah.
A
Oh
real
no,
thing?
that's like he's. You know what he was, and the other thing, he was just on a podcast with Big Cat.
Yes. Yeah. Which they both liked your tweet.
Well, and it just, I mean, just seeing two of my favorite fucking like entities together blew my mind. Anyway, Chip, Greg gave John Laurinaitis, which okay, fine. Derek gave Shawn Michaels, which okay, fine. And
He's sexy.
And then yeah, and then Dre gave Eddie Guerrero, and I just put Jesus next to that.
Yeah, it was like I wanted to. I was just like dumbfounded when I.
I
heard
don't
him
know
do
Eddie Guerrero enough to know why is that a bad one. Walk me through that.
It's just like, oh, it doesn't make any fucking sense on any level other than they're both short. That's literally the only comp you have.
Although funny enough, when Eddie Guerrero was brought into WWE, Vince didn't like him at first and said he was too small, but his right-hand man convinced him to take him on by saying he's the Mexican Shawn Michaels.
Right.
Nice.
And he was. That's a good way to put it. So.
He was, yes.
All right, fine. I went with a legend of the game, a man that everyone respects, and a guy that can get anyone over by talking about them, Zeb Coulter.
Ooh, okay. You know what? That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I dig that.
That's the we the people, Deke.
That's the president stuff for me.
Okay, all right. Anyway.
Zeb Coulter, that's a nice mustache. He's in a Rascal scooter.
Yeah.
Yes.
At one point.
That was a gimmick he had at one point, yeah.
All right, shout out to Chip.
You guys did Betty Buckets next, or I'm sorry, you did Denny next. Greg picked Sergeant Slaughter.
Well,
heel version in particular.
No, that's not what you said. Say what you said.
I said the heel version, which was an Iraqi sympathizer because he turned his back on America. And Denny doesn't like the troops. So therefore I connected the dots.
I just really liked it when Deke was like, so walk me through that.
Yeah, let's unpack that together. Yeah.
In fairness, Denny attacked him at the beginning of the show, so I got defensive towards him, and that's why.
Deke picked Kevin Owens. I liked that a lot.
Thank you.
And then I picked Hurricane Helms.
Whoa, no.
Hang on.
Come on.
Hang on.
I need to hear this.
Thinks he's cool, but really isn't, but gets over anyway.
Oh, but Hurricane's awesome, though. I can't,
Excuse you?
That's hard. I'm sorry.
Do you hear what you just said?
But Hurricane is awesome, yes. What?
Oh, no, I'm going to tell Denny you said that because
I love Denny, but Hurricane
Denny.
is Hurricane was the guy.
Yeah,
I love him.
I've never even seen this person.
Next up was Benny Buckets. And Greg picked Road Dogg Jesse James. And my only question was, does that make Smalls Billy Gunn?
Possibly.
Okay.
Possibly.
Sure.
Actually, you could have made Denny badass Billy Gunn when you think about it.
Well,
but...
when you go with Smalls doing all the squats that Marshall Fitness has them doing, maybe he is an ass man.
Yes, sounds about right.
Deke had Macho Man, good on the mic, personality, love it. Yeah, I like the Macho Man.
And I said he could have been great, which to Greg was like his only fault was that he was in an era with Hollywood Hogan and everything. But I was like, Macho Man, one of the guys, but not the guys, but one of the greats, but not the greats.
Oh, yeah. Then Dre comes out of nowhere with Jericho, which I just really didn't make sense.
Dre just wanted to be a part of it and just wanted to throw stuff out there for us to just be like, what the fuck are you doing?
So mine was that Benny Buckets was Bubba Ray Dudley.
I know that name.
I like
and
that
that
one.
makes Smalls
Devon Dudley.
Devon Dudley. Okay.
Smalls.
Is that your actual Smalls comp?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't want to steal it. I got it.
Yeah, because they're better together, but they're both awesome separately too. And Devon's a little short, smaller than Bubba Ray, but also that Bubba Ray runs his mouth and then Devon has to back it up. That's kind of the fun part of that. So
love that.
That was. Do you guys want to give your Smalls comps?
Sure. Go ahead, Greg.
Go ahead.
Oh,
I can do mine if you have to think yours on the spot and didn't actually do the assignment.
No.
Well,
yeah. All right, fine. I did not think of doing Smalls. My bad.
What a wild day. I hope think of me while you're thinking of Smalls too. I'm going to go Daniel Bryan because Daniel Bryan is extremely
Yes.
undersized. The crowd loves him,
Yep.
but due to his work ethic, he has to take steps away from the game.
Right.
Smalls pushes himself so hard that he needs to step away every once in a while.
Love it.
Daniel Bryan.
Love Daniel Bryan as a small comp. Greg?
I bodied Greg through this, Josh. You can't even say I didn't.
think that one in particular, I think, especially because if he would have talked first, he could have came up with Daniel Bryan.
Easily.
Idiot.
If he would have thought about it, he would have, because that's the best comp.
Get
I
it
hate
together,
this.
Gregory.
Fine, my bad. So
That's also,
based
Greg's not good on his feet. So this
No, I'm
entire
not.
thing was just
Terrible.
an exercise of showing how good I am in my feet
I
and how
know.
bad Greg
That's
is.
the
It's
part-
not fair.
That's the part that pissed me off so much. Is this was so much fun, but yet doing it on my feet made me realize in hindsight that I
You
didn't.
could
before.
write a blog about correcting your picks, Greg, if you learned how to write.
True.
Yeah, that's too much work though, and I'm a terrible writer. In fairness, so
You're
You're
not a terrible
not
writer.
even
You
kind
just
of a terrible
don't.
writer. You're an
Yeah.
electric blogger.
That's
you
like
just
saying
don't.
I'm a bad skateboarder just because I don't skateboard. I don't know if I'm good or not. I never tried it.
I think you should try it and see how this goes. Actually,
I think you
That's
should
great.
write a blog.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, so since you
Kickflip.
bring, all right, fine. I'm gonna go with Smalls. This might not be the right one, but what about Rey Mysterio?
Sure.
Yeah,
Go on.
Sure.
Also on the shorter side and stuff, but because of the fact that he always fights giants and he always is on the side of the crowd and he's able to bring out that energy that is still going to this day, by the way.
May I
Greg.
save his comp, Josh?
I have a savior too.
Go ahead.
He wears a mask. Smalls
He
uses
has a mask.
Yeah,
He
Small
no one
uses
knows his
a
identity.
different name.
Yeah.
Greg.
Like it's
That's
pretty
all you had
fucking
to
simple.
say.
No, I wasn't thinking. All right.
Oh, man.
I'm not good at thinking on my feet. We've established this.
Okay.
You're like the kid that caught the ball in his mouth during Jingle All the Way.
yeah, but
It just fell into your lap and you didn't even know what it was. You could have got a Turbo Man, you idiot.
I love you have seen that movie though.
I love
Yeah.
that movie.
You have seen that movie. Okay, you guys gave Derek gave Dre Bret Hart. And
I will step back. I apologize. My on the mic stuff, Josh, comes from his later stuff where his family was doing it and he faced it. I did read an article saying he was one of the worst superstars on the mic ever. So
he was, but
Well-
also okay. Anyway, my comp for Dre is similar to yours. I have Cody Rhodes. Everyone loves him, but he never
Ooh,
managed
okay.
to be a top guy.
love that.
And
I like
Greg,
Booker T too.
Greg definitely picked Booker T because Dre is black. I'm just
No,
I
gonna fucking
didn't.
throw
I
that out
swear.
there.
I
You
did not.
100% just did that. And it's
I did
fine.
not. I
It's
promise.
fine.
I
He
promise.
picked
I
Rey
did not.
Mysterio because Smalls is short. It's fine. Okay.
Fine.
Now
Although in
mine.
fairness,
And possibly
like,
Hispanic because we don't know who he is.
That's true.
That's true.
Later in his career, though, Bret Hart was very good on the mic. There
Yeah,
was actually
That's the Bret Hart I know.
Yeah.
like he legit said in Pittsburgh that if I could, I would stick an enema in Pittsburgh.
pretty
That was just cold blooded on his part.
He was really
Love it.
bad though when he was on top. I'm currently rewatching 90s Raws and he was really bad. Anyway,
Agreed.
my comps.
What about Vo?
You guys didn't do Vo.
Yeah, we did.
Did I skip him?
It's in the graphic.
Oh, I'm
too.
sorry, I skipped it.
You're good.
Vo is Christian. Greg give him Christian. I said sure, same difference to mine. You, Derek, gave him Johnny Morrison. I said that Vo personally isn't like flashy. He's kind of like a bread and butter guy. Johnny Morrison's really flashy.
But I liked it from the sense, and Greg and I talked about this a little more, the Johnny Mundo and the change his name, which
Yes.
I learned after. But I knew he did Johnny Mundo and then like change some of his stuff. I was like, Vo's very versatile. Vo can
Yes,
show up in any
absolutely.
situation and make everyone there feel very welcome. Love that.
And so
I just picked
mine-
Christian. I just picked Christian because of the blue dot story that I love so much.
and mine is kind of a combination of both yours. Is Ricky Steamboat,
Mhm.
the Dragon.
Wow.
That's a
Okay.
good one.
Steady hand can work with anybody.
Mhm.
Love that.
Right. Okay, so mine. I'm not saying that I deserve CM Punk.
You weren't getting CM Punk the same
No.
way that I'll never get Donald Glover and
I
Greg
think it
will
was-
never get Barney or whatever he likes.
I think it was pretty obvious we weren't going to give you Punk, man.
Here's all I'm gonna say about that
Oh my God. Go ahead.
is that only
Is it because we
one
cut your mic off?
only one person on this show has been fired for standing up for the boys in the back.
What? What boys in the back did you stand up for and get fired because of?
Wyoming.
You got fired because you stood up for
The boys in the back.
Oh, well, that's not thoughts on the bench. What's that? The real world has nothing to do with this, Josh.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's a good
fair.
point.
Yeah.
Fair.
Greg's been arrested. We're not calling him you know what I mean?
True.
Also, you
Still
guys
paying for it to this day.
you guys flirted with the Miz, which I would have been totally
I
okay with.
know, but I already did that for Austin. We
Yeah.
agreed that
So
Austin we both felt really good about the Miz Austin comp,
Yeah.
especially because of the
Yeah.
reality TV show and who he is.
Right.
I would
Okay.
have liked that for you though.
So Greg went with Seth Rollins. I think Greg gave me my favorite wrestler on purpose.
Yes, he did.
100%. I love you, Greg.
You're welcome.
Bad
I
News
wasn't
Barrett
letting you have that.
also loved. Fuck yeah. Because that was right when I started watching wrestling again, and I was like, I don't know who this dude is, but this is great. He just comes up and he's like, I've got some bad news. I loved it.
He's now color commentary on SmackDown, which
Did
is
you
awesome.
not watch him when the NXT stuff, Josh?
Oh, later.
Okay, cool.
Later.
Totally cool.
Later.
Because that was when I started getting into it. So, okay.
Dre gave me Edge, and I said that's fine because he would have been paired with Lita, and Lita's way too hot for Edge, just like my wife's way too hot for me.
Oh yeah, that sounds about right.
That
You
works.
spearhead your way off of shows.
Yeah.
Also, New Edge would work too because he's married to Beth Phoenix, which is also case in point a
Yes.
good comp as well.
The one I gave myself was Adam Cole.
Baby!
So he's smart marks love him, but he never cracks into the top. Great in a group or on his own.
I like that.
Are you ready for your comps?
I am.
God.
Who wants to go first?
I would like for you both. Greg, did you think of a comp for me?
I actually thought of two.
Just
for
right
you.
now or earlier today?
No, actually earlier in the week I thought of two for you.
Okay.
Good.
Well, then I would like you guys to do me first.
Okay.
All right.
Please.
So I gave you Shawn Michaels
Oh.
because he's a smart
I'm
mouth.
sexy.
He stirs the shit and is arguably the best to ever do it.
That was way nicer than I expected. Okay.
Now
I
you feel
like
bad
that.
about Bad News Barrett,
No,
don't you?
I feel accurate because I feel this level of I gave that to my dad, so I'm very cool with that.
Yeah.
I think Shawn Michaels is one of my favorite wrestlers ever. The fact that Shawn Michaels and Triple H to me stand alone but are together great, I think is one of the coolest things in wrestling.
True.
Because they to me were one of the first tag team factions. Because I was telling Greg when Jericho was going up against them and it was SmackDown Raw and they got DQ'd, I was like, oh my God, they can have fun.
Yeah.
But then you see Shawn Michaels hit Ric Flair in the jaw or see him wrestle Undertaker and there isn't fun. That's why I fell in love with Shawn Michaels.
would
Yeah,
say
he was an actor.
Chip could also have been Ric Flair. Because Shawn
Very
Michaels
much,
doesn't
very
exist without Ric Flair, and that would be fun. Anyway.
That would
Greg,
be
what's
cool.
your comp for Derek?
So I thought of two, and funny enough, they both are guys with the name Mister in them, which I thought was just
I don't
wild.
know a single wrestler with the name Mister, I don't think.
Hang
so.
on.
So, let
Wait,
me-
you're going to need this. You're going to need this because you're going to throw a pass to yourself.
All right, so yes, thank you. The first one is a golden age guy. He's great on the mic, an amazing worker, has kind of a cocky demeanor to a degree, but backs it up.
I'm mad that I gave you a good comp now.
Mr. Perfect
Oh. No,
is
I
the
like
first
that one.
is the first one. Mr.
I know
Perfect,
Mr. Perfect, yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Perfect is the first one. And then the second one is simply because you created Thoughts from the Bench, this entity that we all have, and therefore you run the show, Mr. McMahon.
You're Mr. McMahon.
If I'm Mr. McMahon, then
You're not Vince.
You're Mr. McMahon.
You're
Different.
Vince Senior. You started the promotion.
Oh,
Vincent
Okay.
J. McMahon, if you will.
yeah. No, okay. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm cool with it. As long as it wasn't the douche, because then I was gonna call
No.
Smalls his son, Jordan wearing Here comes the money.
Actually,
Shane O'Mac would be interesting.
Shane
no.
O'Mac,
Can we make Derek Vince and
Chip.
make Smalls Hornswoggle?
That was the gift that I sent out from the account because it was true. I'll take Mr. McMahon, Vince's daddy. When did Vince, the one I know, take over?
81, 82,
Yeah,
I believe.
that sounds
So
right.
it really is a family business.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
100%.
I thought Vince came on. I don't know. I didn't really ever research it. I just didn't know.
And now that Trips is in charge, it'll stay a family business, which is cool.
Nice. Which one's Trips?
Triple H.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool.
So it's interesting, though, that Derek talked about how Shawn Michaels and Triple H had a lot of fun together. Because my comp for Greg
Oh no.
just happens to be the dirtiest player in the game, Triple H.
It's the nose, isn't it?
No,
I knew it. It's the nose.
It's the fact that Triple H is a giant nerd for the business.
It's time to play the game.
He's a great hand, and he loves the business.
Mhm. I also have a sledgehammer like in my garage, I think. So
And you
I mean,
ride
he's-
motorcycles.
I wish.
He's one of the greats. His best ability is availability. He's always there.
He's been around forever, since the
And-
beginning, it feels like.
Do you know why I originally had also selected Triple H, but changed it, Josh? 'Cause he
You
is the
selected Triple H for Greg?
I did for
Oh
a
my
second,
God.
but I did change it yesterday due to one factor.
Okay.
The reason I had Triple H leading up is because he is the cerebral assassin. That is Greg, right?
Greg-
Isn't that his thing?
All we have to do is go back and watch the Wiffle Ball video, because Greg is a cerebral fucking assassin. Also,
That was-
Greg's in the best shape out of all of us. Different
He
kind
can't
of
throw a
shape.
football 40 yards. He
disagree
cannot
on
throw a
that
football
one.
39
No.
yards. Yeah.
But Greg doesn't go to the doctor and get told he's obese. The rest of us do. So
My guy
Actually,
says,
yeah,
hey,
my
how much
doctor
do you
says I need to
drink?
gain weight, actually.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's
there you
fair.
My comp for Greg, so it was Triple H up until yesterday
I love
when
that.
because I was sitting there, I was like, yeah, Triple H. And then I was like, no, like I have time. Like before it would have been Triple H because cerebral assassin and those things. I have time. And do you know what I realized with time, Josh? There needs to be depth and development in this character. But the character Greg is also needs to be a part of, I don't know, maybe a group of 3 gentlemen,
No.
maybe 3 gentlemen that like to have
No.
fun. And maybe, I don't know, does he stream? I think he streams. I'm going to go with Xavier Woods as Greg's comp.
Oh God. Only problem with so Xavier Woods is a massive nerd and is also a
Yes, he
huge
is.
Power Rangers fan. So that kind of
Yeah, he is.
The only caveat with that one is also Xavier Woods is a huge gamer and I am not. But
You're a streamer.
I stream.
You
but,
are a streamer.
But I do think that's a fun comp because he's also the guy that has been around for so long, doesn't really like go for anything
Always there.
greater.
Nope.
But he's
Part of the
always
story.
there. Yeah, he's always there.
I switched to Xavier Woods for all of those reasons.
That was
love that.
fun. That was fun. Yeah.
All right. Let's take a commercial break, and then we'll talk about sports. What do you think?
Deal.
Love it.
All right.
Sports.
Sports.
That's a thing.
That's what the show's about, right?
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, I'm Josh. I like pizza. Do you like pizza?
When the moon hits your eyes like a big pizza pie.
We've let it coagulate. Show Greg, king of coagulation there.
Coagulation is key.
Homemade Greek ranch.
Do you like watching people eat pizza? Help me, because I'm on the quest to find the best pizza in Pittsburgh.
Hand forged pizza. Bit Vici. That's amore.
Make sure you're sending in your recommendations for the best pizza in Pittsburgh, because I'm gonna go, I'm gonna try it, I'm gonna hold it to my standards.
It's the aftertaste is the barf. It's where the barf comes
Oh
in.
yeah.
I agree. It's bomb pizza.
Can your favorite pizza place pass the test? Find out.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Vault, the weekly show from Thoughts from the Bench that takes a look back at some of the best and worst sports jerseys of all time.
So I looked up what a Canuck was. Ben, you're gonna shit yourself. What a fucking silly country.
Here comes the Crimson Chin.
No. You sound like the John Candy in a fucking snapshot.
That's Uncle Buck.
I have an irrational fear of alligators and crocodiles. I hate them.
What? Of like, okay, this school who looks like they're in High School Musical just came and balled out. So yeah, they're not drinking Gatorade or water on the sidelines. They just got bottles of Barbicide and they're just fucking tanking them down, dude. Like that guy who's gone and said, okay, where's the keg at? You know, like that type of guy.
Yeah.
Like
he's a glue guy. He's a glue guy.
Okay, he's a glue guy.
I want to show off the human goose that is Mike Glennon.
Oh my god, he is a goose.
They're like mom jeans with the elastic on top. Like, I don't...
I'm okay. He's a man of the people. He's in with the students at games and sporting events. He's posing with the frat boys. He's getting pumped up, literally and metaphorically speaking, for every event. He is Dartmouth.
What?
That was really funny.
Football's the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell.
JJ Watt, bring it on over, pal. Bring it on over. Golgi apparatus, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum. I'm just naming off science shit now.
If it was a woman, I probably would have given you Charlotte.
Hey,
You got them legs, baby boy.
I'm surprised Greg didn't give me Sasha Banks, to be honest.
That would have been a good one.
That would have been
her
fun.
mouth. Student of the game.
You mean Mercedes Monet right now? But that's
She will always be Sasha Banks to me.
Where's she on now?
Fair. So she's working actually in Japan at the moment, but she can also work in essentially any country she wants right now.
Oh,
so
she looks
can
great.
do a lot. She does.
I love
look
the
great.
hair.
Mm-hmm. Bad freaking ass.
You know what is bad freaking ass is how much Derek and I love baseball and how much you hate it.
Yeah, what's up, Greg?
First of all, by the way, the Pirates won 5-4. So
yeah, we know we're baseball fans, buddy.
Yeah,
I only know
the
that the Cubs won.
Oh, did they? Nice.
4-0.
I had the game on like while we were doing the show, so I was doing multitasking stuff, and I'm amazed that I actually was able to pay attention both times. So,
God, I'm just looking at pictures of Sasha Banks. Full transparency.
Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Her as a Mandalorian was just.
She's like the thing that threw me off too is that I think she's 26, 27.
She's
young.
Her name is Mercedes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's her real name.
She's unfortunately married though, which is unfortunate, but still.
But to a guy who makes, you might think this is cool, Deke. Her husband makes the gear for pretty much everybody.
Define the gear.
Like their trunks and their kick pads.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Sarah Thon.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he designs her gear. I'm pretty sure as well.
Oh,
I mean, I'll tell you right now, I'd design her gear, Greg. Come on now.
Yeah, that's fair.
He looks kind of cool.
He is. It's a little different than Bailey's ex-husband, who was in a tag team, Aaron something. I don't remember what his name is.
Aaron Solo. Yeah, he works for AW now.
Yeah, well.
Not the greatest.
His loss.
Yes, very much so. I would have expected you, honestly, if you did pick a woman, Bailey would have been the one for me, actually.
Nah. You can't be mean.
Oh, I would have thought like babyface Bailey.
Who's the one that kept screaming, "Excuse me"?
Vicky Guerrero.
Yeah, that's you,
Oh
Greg.
my God.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's you, Greg. So baseball, guys. How did the Cubs? What'd they do today, Josh?
4-0 over the Brewers, baby, with a roster full of fucking nobodies.
Facts.
In fairness, I hate the Brewers, so I'm happy the Cubs won. I hate the Cardinals more, but still.
Just happy that the Pirates are on they're on the path to win 162 games this year, which is a crazy number.
Yes,
it's 100 more than I thought.
Very much so.
So go ahead.
I'm just happy because I think this is going to be a much better team than I've seen the last few years. So my hopes are riding high on this one. I will not be at opening day. Win total? I said
67.
They crack.
No,
100?
I think in my dreams. I think they will get 74.
So they're above 500.
That was the number I had in my head.
Just right under it.
Just right under it. Yes. Okay. I think this team will improve drastically over the last couple of years. I mean, pitching will be, I think, the same thing for them, but I like their lineup. I do.
I will tell you, for the first time in many years, and this could just be because I'm not home anymore. I had a desire to put a Pirates hat on today over a Cubs hat.
Wow.
And I feel like
I'm
both
a little thrown off by that.
Both franchises are kind of in a similar place where they have like some guys, but like most likely those dudes are going to get traded at some point in the season.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a pretty much a rookie core. Otherwise, I'm hopeful, man. I would, during the job interview for the OKC gig, twice now they've asked me why I'm not a Pirates fan, and I went on a 15-minute tangent.
That's awesome.
Who are they fans of?
Huh?
Who are they fans of?
Nobody in particular, but they were like, "Oh, Pittsburgh, are you Steelers?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Penguins." I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Pirates?" And I'm like, "No." And
with authority.
I went on a 15-minute tangent about how I held my grandmother's hand when Cueto dropped the ball and promised her a World Series, and that fucking hillbilly Prince fucking refused to keep that team together. And in 2014, I watched the fucking seams come apart as Garrett Cole and AJ Burnett argued about who should be the fucking starter in that Cardinals fucking series, and how bullshit it is that they let Russell Martin walk. And like, anyway,
full transparency, you shouldn't wish dying family members stuff you can't control.
Well, that was in 2013, and Martha Jane is still very much alive.
Oh, I thought you said, okay.
Very
well,
alive.
You said something there. I thought you said was dying. I was like, well, that's definitely different. Anyways, regardless, Josh, you had no control over that.
No, but you know,
I hold Chip's hand a lot. I
watched them fucking sell the farm in 2015.
Yeah.
I watched them let McCutchen go. I watched them watch Neil Walker leave.
Yeah.
Garrett Cole.
The Garrett Cole trade is unforgivable because they did not get anything close to what he.
And
they were never going to keep him.
11 strikeouts today, Greg.
Yeah, with sticky tack on his hand.
Well, fuck that. I don't care.
I mean, Neil, let's unpack that, because Walker was never really that good I don't think.
It doesn't matter.
He was the hometown guy. He was fun. He was
guy.
cool. Yeah, like I get that. Kutch, for me, they and you guys off the record, the baseball guys. Kutch felt 2 years shy of when we should have moved on from him. And what I mean by that is a value proposition, the same way we traded away Garrett Cole and didn't get enough back. Kutch's movement felt like what we should have probably done with Tanger and Gino a few years back, which is like, we love the guy and we wanted to keep him, but he wasn't elite by the time he left and went to Philly. He was still our best player, but that doesn't say a lot coming from Pittsburgh.
Greg, go ahead first, and then I have a deeper debate about that.
Well, you are actually right with Kutch. We got him, I would say, a year too late. A year too late, because it was around, I believe, the 2013, 2014, 2015 run when he was like up there for MVP voting, and he was like he was a guy, like that's fair. 2016 is around the time that it started to catch up with him, especially one of the big problems with him was that he wasn't the best center fielder on the team. Starling Marte was. Correct. And Kutch did not want to move to right or left field until they were kind of forced to do it, and it was too late. So there was always kind of that animosity with it. And yeah, for the longest time, and then in that year, his average dropped, his numbers dropped significantly. He was getting closer to, I think, age 30 around the time, and that's usually around the time in baseball. Like, it's not a death knell necessarily, but it's where your production starts to decline. Right? Yeah, they already gave him a contract, which was very deserving at the time. It was the most they had given in a long time, actually. But it was around the time that they should have let him go, but they kind of kept on to him just for the fact of, I don't want to say nostalgia purposes, but it was for the fact of like
He was
loyalty.
the face. He was the
He
face.
He was the face, yes. And granted, it worked out kind of okay because he didn't. I would say like trading him to the Giants wasn't the worst thing that could have happened. Like he didn't light the world on fire for the Giants, didn't light the world on fire for the Phillies. I mean, he was okay for the Yankees, he was okay for the Brewers last year, but in terms of production, he never reached anything close to what he did for the Pirates. But yes, in terms of like the guy, and in terms of like that, you know, that feel good mentality that we have as someone who we developed and turned into an MVP. Yeah, that hurts. So, that would be like, that's the equivalent of like if we had traded Jerome Bettis like in his prime, like when he was like still like.
But you just said it wasn't his prime.
It was just outside of it, is what he
said.
said.
Just outside of the prime, but like the fact that like we got him and we made him our own. And
totally fine. I just don't want you to say that's like trading Bettis in his prime when that's all. You can't say that when it's
Actually, Josh, I would say it's more like when Deke brought up the Tanger and Gino. It's actually a lot closer to Yager. Yeah.
Oh, Yager. No, because Yager had MVP seasons left in the tank.
You guys.
He went to MVP. He had an MVP season in DC and in New York.
The one thing I'll say about, I want to hear, obviously, Josh, your flower take. That situation was one of the most unique situations I've ever seen in sports ever. And the only thing I can even come close to saying it is
Aaron Rodgers.
Like if it's, I was going to say Brett Favre. So yes. I was making sure it wasn't the Jordan Love aspect because yes, very close there. Yep. I think the Alex Smith, if Alex Smith would have had success with Patrick Mahomes, like that type of situation for me feels like the only one that's even close because Fleury and Murray's situation, I think was the most unique I'll ever see in terms of fandom.
Yeah.
But then not even that, like Murray had those 2 years and then just fell off the map.
That's why it's the most unique thing ever. Because at the time it was the right decision, sadly.
But then if you were to go back and read a Thoughts from the Bench article authored by either Johnny Violence or Josh Elsass, I'm not sure.
I would imagine. I think it was Johnny Violence.
I hope it's Johnny because that guy's a genius.
Yeah, he's a genius. Where I said, I don't know what the Murray Fleury debate's about because Jari's supposed to be better than both, which debatable at this point because he can't stay healthy. So here's where I'm at with the Kutch thing. McCutchen didn't want to be traded.
He did not. That's fair.
He wanted to be home.
Okay.
And there's only two places in all of sports where being home means something, and we hold on to players solely because they're ours. Pittsburgh and Boston.
Can I ask you to name a scenario in which that has worked out for a title?
It's not about the title.
Sports are always about the title.
But
I get it.
But not in Pittsburgh and Boston, it's not.
Well, okay, fair, but they are. Like, I get it. But here's the other side of it, Josh, because Big Ben was 3 years too long a Steeler.
100%, but we weren't going to let him put on any other fucking jersey.
Totally fine with that. They were very happy to move on from Tom Thomas, weren't they? Did he retire when they moved on to Tuukka Rask?
Oh, Tim Thomas. I was like, who's Tom Thomas? That's a great name.
My simple brain went to Tom. I was like, oh, fucking no. Did they move Thomas somewhere else when they moved on to Tuukka Rask?
No, they let Tuukka start over Tim Thomas, and then he demanded a trade.
Gotcha. So
forced his way out so they could get something in return, basically. Yeah.
But they didn't trade Tuukka. They could have traded Tuukka because they were on the down when Tuukka was at his prime, and they didn't. They didn't trade Marchand. They signed Pasternak.
But they're also the best team in the league right now, right?
100%.
Yeah.
But that's also because like Boston just did a phenomenal job with developing and scouting.
I mean, look at the scale of crippling franchises. Kobe Bryant got 80 years when he was.
I was just gonna.
Yeah, like I love
when
Kobe
you brought up Ben, I immediately thought of Kobe with that.
And that's
contract.
not one of your two cities. I get that, but at the end of the day,
I think that's a fair comp, though. because they weren't going to let Kobe leave because he wanted to go to the Bulls. He was looking for a house in Chicago.
Well, he was ready to move during the Shaq time, and they made a decision then. And then, Kobe at the twilight, they paid him to stick around for whenever he's comfortable. And that's around, I mean, now we're getting into just sports talk, but that's around the time that Jorgen Klinsmann decided not to bring Landon Donovan and took Julian Green to the 2016 World Cup because he said U.S. franchises are crippled because they pay players for what they have done as opposed to paying players for what they will do.
And I think
Pittsburgh sports care too much about, they just care too much about the sentiment of it. And Bob Nutting wants you to feel this way, Josh, because now you don't care about a title.
No. That's not. I cared about a title, and then he let every piece of that title leave. He let Garrett Cole leave. He let AJ Burnett leave.
You think he let Garrett Cole leave?
Yeah.
Garrett Cole was not ever in a million trillion years going to get paid correctly here.
Very fair.
Okay, but that's where I'm saying he let him leave because he wasn't going to pay him correctly.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's very different. Letting him leave because we weren't going to pay him, he's hit free agency and then he walks. There's a difference between like us trading him to the Astros and us agreeing that we're just not going to pay a guy his worth, in my mind. I could be misreading, and Greg, I think you kind of see what I'm saying there a little more.
Sure, I get what you're saying, but I think that's the difference about what makes black and gold different. Fair. Is that we will hold on to our guy. Like Crosby, Letang, and Malkin are all going to retire together.
Can I toss out some names?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hines Ward.
Got to retire as Steeler.
We were ready to let him walk. He retired, even though he had years left because he wanted to retire a Steeler. Mm-hmm. We were going to let him go. We were ready to let him sign anywhere else. Troy
Polamalu. Troy Polamalu's a great one. Yeah, you could tell that last year that he played, like he was just not the same guy. And instead of letting him go, he retired.
So you can blame me for wearing rose-colored glasses on those. And that's fine. Because they did. Agreed. They retired Steelers. Right? Ben retired a Steeler. Right? Mm-hmm. And that's the part where like all of this. You know, when we re-signed Letang and Malkin, I said, and I wrote an article about where they should go, but I also wrote an article once they signed them about how this is the right decision. And
I can confirm this because Josh, like in June when I saw you for the first time, we had this conversation, and it was you compared it very much to the Blackhawks and Kings part where those two franchises went to shit after all those guys started getting older, after they all like just had no talent left. They couldn't pay their guys because of the salary cap and those teams faltered. But you were the one that pushed for it, that said it was the right thing to do, even though it was not probably the best thing for the organization in terms of competing right away. I fall on the side of that. I'd much rather get it out of the way before it becomes a problem because I want my team to compete and I want my team to compete for rings. But I understand the sentimental aspect of it too. And in fairness, Gino, Crosby, and Letang haven't necessarily been the problem this year. Letang's been
not even close. They're all having
scary
incredible years.
Yeah, like Letang had every bad thing you can think of happen to him this year, and is still had a stroke, lost his dad, and like everything, and is still playing elite level, which
other
is
names
absurd.
Though. Jason Kendall
retired to Pirate. No.
I'm saying names that like we let walk at the right time. An iconic name of me growing
up. Did Jason Kendall walk?
I believe so.
He was an Athletic after that, and then he was a Cub, and then he was a Brewer, and then he was a Royal.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had to look that name up because I was like, I knew he didn't finish his career with us. There's like years after.
Freddie Sanchez is another one, right? He won the MVP here, and then we traded him to San Francisco.
Batting title, not MVP.
Or I'm sorry, batting title. You're right.
There's just a lot of hometown pride in certain individuals, and there's guys that will stay, like Big Ben calls Pittsburgh home, and this and that. I get that. At the end of the day, though, we should have taken Jalen Hurts.
But that's also,
you know what I mean. Hindsight's 2020 very much.
That's also a Pittsburgh thing because we take pride in guys that are from here that don't play for us.
Yeah, we also take pride in 6 Super Bowls, which I don't know if you guys have noticed has been caught up to. and we are
That's
no
true.
closer than some other franchises to getting the 7th. It's a very infuriating thing for the Chiefs to be in a better position to get 7 than us.
Chiefs are in a better position to get 7?
They could win a Super Bowl the next 5 years, and you can't say they couldn't.
Oh, okay, fine.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
I was confused.
We are so much farther in the 3 major sports, and please tell me if you guys disagree, from an actual winnable franchise due to our traditional tendencies. This is the first offseason for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've operated differently. And what I mean by that is they are filling massive holes and massive gaps, and they're bringing in guys from old regimes.
Yeah.
This is one of the first offseasons the Steelers have been different, which means the draft could be different. The Pirates operating exactly the same. We will not see success in years. The Penguins kind of operating the same. They weren't as aggressive during the trade deadline as I expected, and they made some moves even you, Josh, were pissed off about.
Oh, 100%. And I guess I'm okay with resting on my laurels about that's how we do things in Pittsburgh. As I wear a Chicago head to toe, I'm like,
hilarious.
That's how you fucking do things in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but that's like an old school. That's like, a coach in NCAA being like, I don't do NIL. They'll come here for the program. Dude, the times change and shit happens. You
know what's a great comparison for this? The Dallas Cowboys with Tom Landry was on like a record run when they became America's team. Tex Schramm was their GM. Like they were getting steals everywhere.
What's up, NBA Rig? Good to see you, buddy.
Landry gets 3 straight losing seasons. The team sold to Jerry Jones, and then Jimmy Johnson's brought in, and they completely just redefine the idea of how to build a team. Like Jimmy Johnson was the master when it came to trading and just picking up all these picks and just like getting so much talent on those teams over the years.
And listen, I'm not saying that my feelings aren't 100% tied to the fact that I don't live there anymore. Like I'm not disagreeing with that at all. And it was funny because my mom and I had a really deep conversation about the Penguins the other night.
Yeah.
And she was like, Gino and Tanger need to go, but she was selling the farm, and I was like, you can't. And I was like,
you already made the decision that they're retiring here.
Well, and also I said they're mine.
Sure trade clauses too, so yeah.
I said they're mine. And she's like, that's a great point, because they are yours. They're my generation's fucking Kevin Stevens, Mario Lemieux, Paul Coffey, Ulf Samuelson, Tom Barrasso. That's our generations. Those 3 are the numbers that you will hang in the banners and tell your kids, I remember when. And in my book, 22 fucking belongs in that.
Yeah, we're also already saying I remember when, though, because they're no longer title contenders. We're saying I remember 09.
Right.
That's literally something we are currently saying because of the state of the team, because we are paying players because of the sentiment tied to them and not their current roster performance.
And I guess it's how not quickly, but it looks how the Steelers have rebounded already from Big Ben, where I'm like, we're fine. You can do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hockey's different, and the
so
reason
is
I say
baseball.
that is the draft. Yeah, football, you can have one. I mean, look at Seattle. You have one good draft class, and your team's back winning their division.
Right.
So I get it, and I think that it's easier to move on in certain sports. Like for hockey, for example, if for me, if you're going to talk about guys we should have kept, fucking Phil Kessel. But we couldn't. Like, I get it. He's not. He wasn't drafted.
Hornquist.
Horny, 110 billion%. There's a lot of names that I see across the league and I go, but I understand that the big 3, Sid's going to die on that ice.
Literally.
Gino's going to go back to goddamn Russia, and Letang most likely is going to buy out pork and beans or some shit.
Yeah.
He loves that entire restaurant.
Does he?
Oh yeah, he wears meat and potatoes shirts all the time.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he's not a partner with Richard Deschain's group.
He probably is by now. Who knows? Okay. 6 chips. That's right, Deke. We bleed yellow and gold. 3 Rivers strong plus steel curtain. Steeler Nation NBA. Thank you, buddy.
Let's go back to baseball. Gray, are the Dodgers going to win 111 games again?
Ooh.
No, because Freddie Freeman played for Canada. That coward.
Did you hear that story, by the way, Josh?
Turner question? Because I was in the same boat. I was like, Wait, Justin Turner's not the redhead who accidentally went on the field when he had COVID? Like,
No.
I was like, yeah, I always get him confused with that Justin guy. He's like, it's because they have the same last name. I was like, shit.
I was in the same boat, buddy.
I'm going to say no, simply for the fact that I think, first off, this is the first year that the balanced schedule is going into effect where everyone plays everyone. And I love that.
Yeah.
Love that so much. So now the Dodgers have to play American League teams a lot more this year. And also I look at how the National League is set up. That NL East is going to be a gauntlet with the Braves, the Mets, the Phillies. Even the Marlins look good to a degree. And then if you look in their own division, like the Padres just look stacked this year. And that's the Padres just look stacked. Fernando Tatis is off the sauce and playing right field now. So can only imagine how well that's going to go for him.
It's my boy.
He's the
yeah. The Padres look good. The Giants are not a team to sleep on because they'll surprise you. And then
they were last year.
Well, and they have 3 of the top 10 players ranked by MLB, right? Well, at least 2 in Tatis and Machado.
Yeah,
there was that list that came out of the
Padres. Yes.
Yeah,
sorry.
Juan
Who were you
Soto
on?
too.
We were under the Giants.
Fuck the Giants.
And then the D-backs have some very good young talent coming up.
More
so
like D-bags, am I right, Josh?
That's absolutely right, Dick.
Yeah. So no, I don't see them winning 111.
Those gradient hats suck ass. All right, I'm
The gradient hats do suck. They kind of really suck. They almost
Randy
suck
Johnson.
as much as the Twins' new fucking uniforms suck.
Yeah. I do love Twins though.
Yeah, as someone who almost became a Twins fan, how did that you a fan of the look or no? Just out
You
of
want to
curiosity.
do a concert again for him?
Yeah.
I love sports on TV.
Oh, it's such a good bang. Someone said that in a group chat the other day, and I was like, "This is the anthem. This is America."
And Twins. And
Twins.
Love you. Here's the football.
God, man, it's so good.
So good.
Greg loves Twins.
Yeah.
What do I think of the Twins' new look? It's not great.
Do you think you would have had a say in the design, just out of curiosity?
No.
No.
I would have had a sign. I would have had to say, I would have gotten in trouble because I would have used the TC logo on the scoreboard over top of using that new fucking M logo.
That TC logo is so awesome.
It's
though.
perfect.
I have a question for you guys. Dodgers cannot even lick Padres last season. Why are we talking about them?
Because they were the
better
best team in baseball last year.
How so? NBA Rigged would like to know why we're talking about the Padres.
Oh,
because the Padres have just an absurd amount of talent on that team, and one of these years they're going to have to
put
do
it together.
Something. Yeah. Well, last year also, by the way, I would like to point out that Joe Musgrove basically shut down the Mets in the National League playoffs, which was not expected.
That's a familiar name, Greg.
Mm-hmm,
Joe Musgrove. Where have I heard that name before?
I don't know.
Are you going to go to Seven Springs more so we can pay him, Josh? Or else are you going to stop complaining?
Perhaps. Or buy more of the newspapers that the family that owns the Pirates owns as well to get more
Nutting
money.
Press. Are you going to buy it, Josh?
Something like that, yeah.
I like you, Darvish.
I was FaceTiming with my grandmother today because it's opening day. And she said, Joshua, did you hear that Garrett Cole threw 11 strikeouts today?
Oh, no.
And I said, Martha Jane, that name sounds familiar. And she said, yes, Joshua, he does, doesn't he?
Good. I'm glad Marty threw shade back at you. Deserved it.
She was very, very upset. She was very upset.
NBA would like to know, Josh, White Sox versus Cubs, who wins more games?
This year?
Mm-hmm. I think it's a good question for this year.
This White Sox team is good.
It's really
Real
good. I don't think it would be even a stretch to think that the White Sox win way more games. I would say they win probably 20 more games. I imagine the Cubs and the Pirates will be battling it out at the bottom of the division again this year.
I like Joe Kelly.
The Reds are not that good this year, so I would say it's probably
a three-way
battle.
Okay. Because I just don't see the cut.
Did the Braves win?
Oh, good question.
I do not know. I don't have scores up on me right now.
So. I will look.
Sorry, I know I'm just kind of tossing shit. That thought just came to my head. Yeah, they won 7-2.
7-2 over the Nats, who
Nats
are in disarray.
Okay,
Greg, do you think the Phillies can come back to where they were last year?
No, they're screwed. They're screwed. They don't have Bryce Harper till like halfway through the year, I think. They just lost Rhys Hoskins for the year because he tore his ACL playing a spring training game, and it's their starting first baseman.
Mm-hmm.
So that lineup is going to struggle for a bit until Harper gets back.
Okay.
And then aside from that, their pitching's actually okay. I'm curious to see how it looks when Andrew Painter eventually comes up because he's their top prospect. But I'm not excited for the Phillies prospects here, especially when the Braves and the Mets are going to be so good to start
The Mets
this year.
aren't good.
They aren't?
I mean, they lost Verlander, but I think they'll be okay.
They lost Verlander.
Verlander's not going to be out for the entire year, though. Like, it's just a
good.
strain. They lost Edwin Diaz, but, like, yes, I mean, a closer can only, like, take you so far anyway. Like, I mean, yes, it sucks you're not going to hear Timmy Trumpet play.
I
in the
can't
ninth inning
believe you
anymore,
just
but...
spit on the grave of Jason Grilly.
Oh, yeah, good point.
I will. Poo-poo. I have a question. Where's this fucking Henry Davis guy?
He's in Double-A.
Okay, what? I mean, first overall pick, a lot to live up. What the fuck we doing here, Greg?
Well, the problem is that they have another catcher who came on the scene like last year and absolutely ripped shit up while Davis was hurt. So he's starting in AAA right now. So he's more likely going to be the guy that gets called up ahead of Henry Davis.
Okay, where's Tremor Johnson, Greg? Explain that one.
He's in High A this year. So he's got a ways to go.
I'm just pointing out this is beer 4 of my punishment.
Proud of you.
It's not April yet.
Oh, fuck.
You're just doing this for pleasure.
You're right. You're right. I can't argue that. And then Astros, defending champs. Do they got a shot?
I hope they all get sent to the fucking moon.
The hatred.
Except for the guy that's married, Matakevich. He's married to a girl he went to high school
Oh, yeah,
with.
JJ Matakevich.
Yeah, he's cool. He can stay on Earth.
Okay.
Yeah. The West, I hope the West is at least a little more competitive, just because first off, the Mariners look really good. They got J-Rod, who I think is going to be the face of the league in a couple years, in my opinion.
Well,
the Angels have to get their shit
bounces back, but yeah.
Yeah, the Angels got to get their shit together at some point with Shohei and Trout, but that's probably not going to happen.
He's so gone.
He's so gone.
Shohei's so gone, dude.
Especially after the clutch gene he showed at the World Baseball Classic and Greg's story about his speech. Like, everybody and their mother is lining up to get Shohei.
We still have predictions, right, Josh?
No, because you and I didn't give predictions.
Yeah, well, I got one.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay.
Shohei's gone. So I think he...
I'll mark that officially. Shohei is gone. Yeah.
No, my real prediction, you're right, I didn't text you. It was going to be Trout wins MVP because the team is then going to justify getting rid of Shohei Ohtani, and then Shohei next year is going to win MVP. So
could be.
Do with that as you would like.
I'm curious if Shohei gets $500 or $600 million next year. For
how much does it matter that he is the best pitcher and the best hitter and awesome?
It matters a lot because the best pitchers, off the top of my head, for money wise, would get like 300 mil. The best hitters get about 200, 250 mil. So when you add them up together,
did you see the World Baseball Classic starting lineup?
For America,
for every team, they picked the best players at each position. He was pitcher and DH.
It's absurd.
That's stupid. I love
Greg
it.
hates him.
And Greg hated him. Greg literally, Josh, I remember him saying he was nothing. He was bad for baseball.
Yep.
I remember Greg saying
I'll go dig the clips up, Greg. You're fucked.
He said he was never going to amount to nothing.
What's the NBA player Greg thought was going to be a bust? Brown, right?
No, Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown. I'm never going to live that one down either.
The Shohei Ohtani take is way worse.
Yeah, at least Jaylen Brown is the second best player on his team.
Right.
Shohei Ohtani's on a team with Mike Trout, and he's still the best player.
Jaylen Brown apparently wants to get traded too, so we'll see how that goes.
He still won't win an MVP. Shohei Ohtani.
Who was the dude? the absolute dickhead who was it Stephen A. Smith who said he won't ever be the face of baseball because there's a language barrier?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
that was bullshit on that one. That's
okay.
fair.
You calm down there, Mister. I'm going to jump to the other side of the picket line. Greg and I, or Josh and I are talking.
Yeah,
Hold on.
exactly.
So anyways, as
My
shown
bad.
on Tawny Truthers,
Derek and I desperately want a quarterback that can throw himself a pass.
Marcus Mariota. I tried to get him.
First of all,
Anthony
that
Richards
was
seems like he's trying.
well. First of all, Deke should be able to do that because I compared him to Mr. Perfect, who can do
true.
that.
He
So,
I
can
am
throw himself a
perfect.
pass.
Mhm.
He can. Okay.
I was wondering why you handed me a football, metaphorically, Josh.
Let's
that's
transition.
why. Literally, one of his package videos to highlight him was him throwing a football and then catching it. Yeah, it was incredible.
It was awesome. Okay, so March Madness. I'm not going to go over our predictions yet because it's not quite done yet. I can tell you, Deke, though, that there are 30 foul outs, so you're fine. You're in the clear, buddy.
Did I say 11?
You said 9.5.
That was so disrespectful to the sport.
So disrespectful.
Hindsight 2020, I would have said 27.
Literally,
so I'm still okay.
I have sticky notes, and like this is.
I didn't think there were going to be that many.
That's just 2 sticky notes. There's
Yeah.
4 or 3 sticky notes. I mean, it was.
You guys should have picked easier stuff. Sorry.
There was literally half of your prediction happened in the Arkansas-Kansas game, where like 5 players fouled out.
I can't tell you how many times they mentioned Coach K in the Duke game.
It was well over
Which
12.
Which Duke game?
So I said the first game.
Okay.
You think it was over? I'll take that.
Oh yeah, I mean I have it highlighted. You had 12.5.
I felt like that was a good line.
I think that's a good line, but I think it was over.
Okay.
The only thing
I still have a blue team alive too.
Right, you have 2 blue teams alive. FAU
Well,
and
the
UConn.
blue team thing. Yeah,
You have a 50% chance win. Greg already hit all 3 of his, and I went 50%. Anyway,
What were Greg's?
are we going
a
over these?
basketball game will happen? Wasn't that one of Greg's?
All right,
Might have been,
hang on. Okay, so Greg's predictions were a team with an animal mascot will make the Final Four.
Boom.
And
Well,
then
3 of them if you count Miami with the little pelican dude.
I don't
understand why. I don't understand why that's a mascot for them, but okay.
I think it's just
Do you want it to be a
the
hurricane?
school.
Yes, I want like a cartoon hurricane.
The
that
Butler
would-
tornadoes,
Stanford-
if you will.
I was going to say
Yes.
Stanford trees, but gray
Yeah,
and
exactly.
upside
like-
down.
True.
True.
He also had a double-digit seed will win a game, which happened.
A lot.
And then
Yes.
the one we don't know, but I'm going to assume that FDU and FAU are going to double their enrollment. Or, I'm
Yes.
sorry, a school will have enrollment numbers drastically increased because they made the NCAA tournament.
Drastically is a wild term to have accepted
FA
from me and you, Josh.
True.
FAU's enrollment is going to skyrocket.
Uh,
I guarantee you. They're in Boca, for God's sake.
Yours-
What kid doesn't want to go to
Yeah.
school in Boca Raton? Come
Yours, Deke, were 9.5 total players fouled out during a game. That has hit. A team with blue in their
Yeah,
jersey
it
will
did.
win it all. You're at 50% right now. And then 12.5 total, Coach K mentions in the first Duke game. I'm going to say it hit.
The foul out one, I bet $10 to win a penny. That's the odds on that one. So
Nice.
that was
Are you serious?
no. I'm saying that's the equivalent. Apparently,
Yeah.
that like my line was terrible, is what I'm getting at, Greg. Sorry.
Okay.
And then
Got it.
mine were Virginia may make waves or lose to a 13 seed. They did lose to a
They did.
13 seed. Texas did go further than Kansas. The Mountain
Nice.
West, unfortunately, is making me look like a jackass right now.
Dude, I hope they win just because of that,
I'm
Josh.
so
I'll
happy.
be honest.
I'm so freaking happy that San Diego State's in the Final Four.
NBA
Just
Rick
for
says beer break 5 minutes. Can I see gentlemen's beers? Bottoms up. This is a Black Abbey Rose, my good man.
I have the Fluffy Cow from Gunner Brothers. It's a hazy
And I'm-
IPA.
And I'm still on the non-alcoholic bandwagon for another week. So
And then my other one was that Oral Roberts will win their first game, and unfortunately they drew Duke. So
Yeah.
that kind of just was a bust.
One of the few times that oral doesn't do much for you.
Worst
That's a great
TV
point, Greg.
ratings, Final Four or high TV ratings? What do you guys think?
Greg, go ahead, because you had a hot take that the women's Final Four was more important.
I say more compelling.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry,
Easily.
compelling.
I will
Easily
also say
more
important,
compelling.
to be fair.
So yeah, let me just point this out. So the Final Four for the women's. The first game is LSU versus Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is a 1 seed that no one is giving any credit to, that had a great run through the ACC. And they're playing LSU, who Kim Mulkey, who's the head coach, came over after winning 3 titles at Baylor, decided to revive a program in the SEC, and is case in point is kind of someone that is not I'm trying to word this carefully, a little controversial, little flashy, but that right there alone is a cool matchup. You have an underdog 1 seed that no one is respecting versus an elite coach who's in the Basketball Hall of Fame and trying to revive a program. And then your second game, you have possibly the best women's team that has ever played together in South Carolina Gamecocks. You can maybe argue like one of the Diana Taurasi-led UConn teams was better, but this South Carolina team is incredible. And they're playing against Iowa, who has the best women's player on the planet right now in Caitlin Clark, who had a 40-point triple-double in her Elite Eight game. The only player in NCAA tournament men or women history that has done that. So just looking at that by itself, the women's Final Four is by far the more compelling one compared to the men's. Because especially the women don't necessarily have like blue blood brands in here.
Yeah.
But there's at least stories behind each one, which is something that I think brings it out more. And I think quite frankly, like the women's Final Four will probably garner more attention.
It already did. It absolutely destroyed the men's in terms of viewership.
It did.
There were numbers that came out and absolutely it destroyed, Greg.
Mm-hmm.
So here's where my problem, I don't know that problem is the right word, my questioning of that logic comes into play, is that for the first time in God knows how long, we're going to have a bona fide mid-major in the championship game. Because SDU and FAU have to play each other. And that's what is cool about college basketball, is that anyone can win it, right?
Yeah.
So I think that deserves a lot of credit. I also think the fact that there's only one, or technically there's no blue bloods in the Final Four.
Yep.
And the fact that UConn, yes, they were one of the best teams all year, but they were being disrespected just as much as anybody headed into the tournament, right? And then you have a Miami team that seemingly refuses to play any kind of systematic basketball, and they just fucking roll the balls out and just go for it.
I heard the stat. Awesome. I heard the stat that in the comeback in their Elite Eight game, they did not shoot a 3.
No,
at all.
No, they're
incredible. That's incredible.
The funny thing is they and UConn both are paint scorers. UConn center scored 68 points. I think this is the most paint points in NCAA history in terms of just individual level. The other side of it, though, that I do like is the mid-major thing, Josh, because we perpetually get lost in blue chip players and NBA prospects. There hasn't been a single player in this entire tournament that has, in my opinion, raised their stock for the NBA draft.
Brandon
so for
Miller
me, it goes
choked.
back to storyline. Yeah, I don't hate that take. I think that he's not a shooter, if you know what I mean. He gave his gun away. So I think that the other thing is with this game, we're gonna genuinely see quality. Thank you for laughing. Greg doesn't even get the joke.
I love it.
Greg, thoughts on the joke that you're now laughing about that you didn't get?
I missed it completely, so I apologize.
The entire time I was in Georgia, I was like, because Bama was winning, right? And I just kept saying to my grandmother, but their best player is an accessory to murder. And then she just ran with it. Like, that was like the whole joke the whole weekend was like, well, at least I'm not an accessory to murder.
Yeah. Greg, I said he's not a shooter because he gave his gun away.
Oh my God.
Technically it wasn't his gun. Let's point that out.
Yeah, well, that's why he's not the shooter.
Allegedly.
So moving on, I for me, I think it's going to be a good one, but I ride March Madness with the fact that, okay, well, that guy raised his stock, that guy raised his stock. The only guy that somewhat kind of maybe sort of raised his stock was Short Man. Shout out my Short Kings at Kansas State.
Marquise Noel.
Yeah, the problem is I still don't know his name because they didn't make the Final Four. So not being a jerk, but he's not Ja, he's not Steph, he's not doing that stuff. He's not going to go high.
Ja
and
made
to it.
Ja made Did Ja make the Final Four?
No, but they did enough
he
throughout the
didn't.
entire thing to already be a prospect. Like Steph cut his teeth in March Madness. You look at these names, there hasn't been a single name that I've fallen in love with through this tournament, which is why I haven't cared about March Madness.
To be fair, I don't think that Marquise Noel, like, I think his ceiling is Rondo.
I mean, yeah, based on the way that he plays, he's all assists.
He's all assists and handles.
Yeah. Rondo also put up. Yeah, I don't hate it. Is kind of where I'm going at.
Right.
The other thing though is he just. I don't know. You got to make the league to have a ceiling.
Rondo is also like a bit taller and kind of.
He's only five. They said 5'7"
on a good day.
Yeah.
I'm 5'8". Like, that's not great.
Well, and I think in the defense of my take, the top 3, 4, 5 guys coming out of this draft class, none of them are in college. Right. So a lot of, Wembanyama, you look at these guys on the Ignite, you look at a couple guys later on. So I guess it more comes down to the fact that most of the guys aren't there. You look like Grady Dick and shit out of Kansas, who like is a face, and Miller, who is a face, and they're very good players. When you have a draft class with Victor Wembanyama and he's not in March Madness, that seems to be the downside of the G League in terms of fandom for March Madness.
Which is why I'm praying Bronny comes to college basketball next year. Hoping much.
I heard an analogy today. In fair point, it was on the Mark Titus show, and Mark Titus said it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He said that the NBA is like watching NASA land a rocket on the moon. Where you're stunned that the game has gotten to a point where it can be so efficient, right? Where you can land a 3 and then run back the floor, and it's a totally different game. College basketball is Johnny Knoxville riding a rocket.
It's not pretty in the slightest, but yet you can't take your eyes off of it.
It's entertaining in its own way. And I thought that was just the most perfect analogy, because it is. They're wildly different. Zach Edey will never be an NBA player, but he is going to win Player of the Year in March Madness or in NCAA.
Actually, there's actually a slim chance that Brandon Miller might get Player of the Year.
No, not at this point. Not with all the shit surrounding him. It'll be Zach Edey. But like, you look at that, and you look at like Marquise Noel, right? Is like this god, right? Who drags his team to a Sweet 16, and then he's not going to be shit in the league, right? He may never even make the league.
Yeah. I'm not the Johnny Knoxville thing. I was like, I thought you were going to go. It's like NASA versus watching your science teacher in 7th grade make a bottle rocket, and then you guys got to go make your own bottle rocket. Yeah, it's like, oh, the teacher told us to make it this way. Okay, I'll make it this way. And it's so coach heavy and system heavy.
Yeah,
that's like literally that's every Coach K assistant that has gone on to another smaller North Carolina program.
But that's why I like the Jaws of the world, because they're really, they're fun, and the coach just goes, get that guy the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. College basketball for me, with the ability to go elsewhere and do other stuff. Yeah.
I love college basketball, and really I wouldn't have said that until I went to Wyoming. But I just really love the imperfection of it. And I know you guys are both big NBA guys, and maybe I'll be the one that rides out the college stand on this podcast. But like, I just think there's something fun about imperfection.
Oh no, Josh.
Same with college football.
I mean, I watch, the Pistons play. I know what imperfection looks like.
Yeah, listen, I fell in love with basketball because of the Big East. The Big East was never a conference that was about flash and all that. It was about literally trying to out-bully people, which is basically college basketball. College basketball is finding a system and then exploiting it to how you can work it to play. It's like Syracuse always ran the same 2-3 defense. The zone defense, yeah, every single time. Duke is notorious for going for length and shooting to be able to combat that. So it's just finding the right fit for how your coach wants you, and then somehow, some way, if you get lucky, it works. And in this case, it did.
So
Go ahead, Josh. I was going to say the difference for me, though, too, if I'm watching college football.
Yeah.
And college football for me, if I'm watching, let's say we're watching in college, it's Alabama, Georgia.
Great.
And for basketball, it's there weren't even that many.
Duke,
It's
UNC.
Yeah.
Yep.
And not this year because they both sucked ass.
Yeah.
But in a good year.
Right.
And for me, when I'm watching the college football, I'm watching NFL level talent go up against NFL level talent. When I'm watching Duke, UNC, I'm watching 3 guys who are going to go to the league, 2 guys who will play in Europe, a bench full of guys who probably won't go anywhere, and a coach that's going to be in the Hall of Fame versus the exact same other thing. For it comes down to watching, like the ability for me to watch Will Anderson and Bryce Young and Gibbs and Judy and Waddle and all these guys that are just league bound.
Right.
NCAA basketball is nowhere close to that, and that's due to roster size in the sport, and I totally understand that and respect that. That's why it just doesn't hit for me, but at the same time, I get it because it is amateur basketball.
Yep.
It is the closest thing to the XFL that will ever get
basketball
is college basketball.
Right.
Well, and also in fairness with college basketball, you're not watching the best versus the best full time. Like you can, like a great example of this is like, think about when the one year that I think it was the year after Kentucky won the Natty when they had like Anthony Davis and MKG and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they went on another run through the NCAA tournament and everyone had them as the favorites. I can't remember who was on the team. I know the Harrison brothers, I think, were on it at one point.
Was that the Morris brothers?
No, the Harrison. Like it was like Aaron Aaron something. They were the point guards, but they lost to a senior-laden Wisconsin team in I think it was the Elite Eight.
Sam Decker, that tan kid that was hot as shit. I forget his name.
Exactly. That system-filled team that grew together, but were nowhere near the talent level. But they fit a system and played as a team.
Who finished the story? Who got beat by a bunch of rookies at Duke.
Yep.
Finish the story, Greg, because they still got beat by better people.
They choked.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. But I'm also
Grayson
saying
Allen dunked on Kaminsky. What are we doing here?
Yeah,
you got to finish the narrative there.
And Grayson Allen's not like a top stud in the NBA.
All-American McDonald's
player, though.
Yeah,
still playing. Yeah, I mean, you
don't have to tell me he's playing, Greg. I'm well aware what team he plays on. Okay.
Which, by the way, just Sam Decker apparently like works for a sport betting site and like actually gives picks daily now.
Love it.
That's crazy.
Love it.
I mean, that's what he should be doing.
Okay, real quick before we transition to the game, give me your final picks. Like, who are the 2 teams in the final and your national champion?
Greg.
So for the women's, I'm saying South Carolina, LSU.
Okay.
And I want
Iowa's getting left out of that.
But I have South Carolina winning that game.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because the
40
last
points by herself.
Dude, that's Caitlin Clark plays for Iowa.
That's what I said.
That's why he's saying you're picking against it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I'm picking against Iowa. I think Caitlin Clark is going to be a stud, but listen, like South Carolina, like just knows how to.
Can we talk about how hot Texas's coach is? By the way, the chick.
No, we can't because that's not kosher.
Oh, man, she's so hot.
And for the men's side, I'm gonna say.
Don't clip that.
I'm gonna say UConn versus San Diego State, and begrudgingly UConn wins another national championship, and it'll piss me off because I hate.
Do you think they win by 10 or more?
In what, the
national championship?
Nah.
Dude, they've been beating people by 15 in most games, man. Yeah. Like if they play San Diego State, it'll be a very defensive heavy game, so I think it'll be close.
Okay,
but I think it'll be single digits.
Deke?
Yeah, I it's tough not to pick UConn. I am going to go FAU because they are the cockroaches that won't die.
Yep.
So that's why I'm going them. I do think eventually San Diego State has to be frauds, or else Josh has to leave the show.
Wyoming beat them. them. That was their
Literally
8th
seen
win
them play,
in this
Greg, and
year.
they're in the Final
They
Four.
only won
Give me
8
that.
fucking games.
For the women's, I'm going Iowa and LSU, and I'm going to go with Iowa winning. I genuinely want to see that matchup. I'd love South Carolina's a program that when UConn was going crazy, South Carolina was being built. Virginia Tech, great program. I love that blah 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 blah. I love Iowa. Iowa's going to win that all. So give me Iowa and UConn, our March Madness champions.
All
right, Josh, what do you got?
Give me a copy of paste in the women's bracket. I think if you have a player in women's basketball that can score 40 points at will, we used to.
Ionesco,
Yeah, I mean, we had players at Wyoming that could score 20 points at will, and that was like an advantage. So give me that. And then in the championship game,
12 years.
I would love to see San Diego State versus Miami.
Okay. I would like to see Miami go.
I think Miami, they don't play a system, which is what I loved about Texas. That's why I had Texas in my bracket. That's why I had Texas in my futures. They don't play a system. They just play ball. I think that's going to disrupt UConn. And Miami has trailed with 10 minutes left in every game they've played in the tournament.
And they somehow win.
And they somehow win. So
Facts.
give me SDU versus Miami. And then at that point, fucking flip a coin. I don't fucking care. If SDU wins the whole thing,
would be awesome.
yeah, and if SDU wins the whole thing, I have to fucking quit. But that's good for the Mountain West. But that's also my final point is I am in the transfer portal for fandom. I will no longer be riding it out with Wyoming in college basketball. All my boys have left. I've received an offer from DePaul, thanks to Jeremiah Odin. We'll see where I end up.
Damn, that's your only offer? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Greg has an offer
I'm
from
going to
LSU
get 2
once a
more
year.
offers.
That's true.
Greg
I
has an
do.
offer from LSU once a year.
I also
very
have
true. I do.
I'll
And he
say I
chooses
have an
pick.
offer from Green Bay, Wisconsin. It's fine. All right. Let's play a game.
All right, quick game.
All right.
I think Bean's going to shit his brains out.
Oh,
Little
poor
dick.
guy.
He came back up to me and like looked at me, and there was just a coating of mucus. I'm like, dude.
Poor dude.
It's just like having a child with pink eye that runs up. It's like, Mom. Mom. I'm like, God damn it. I don't know what to do. He's just got pink eye. He's just running around licking stuff.
Alrighty then. Okay, so
If I win, Greg, you have to chug your beer.
I mean, they're empty already, so
All right. Well, you know what, man? Just pretend sometimes.
I'll pretend. Sure.
Jesus,
Yeah.
I hate
Sorry.
you.
I know. I'm too literal.
Stop saying sorry, too. That's not a reason you should apologize.
Sorry.
fucking shit. All right, sorry. Hang on. Let me see who goes first. Okay, and I want to go to the full screen.
The answer for the first question is going to be USC, Greg.
Okay. Let's see who goes first. I'm spinning the wheel. And it's gonna be Deke. Okay, Deke, do you want to defer or do you want to take the first question?
First question.
Okay, all right.
USC.
First question. Which school has won the NCAA tournament the most? Are you ready?
Sure.
UCLA, Duke, North Carolina, or Syracuse?
UCLA.
That is correct. UCLA. All right. So
John
Deke,
Wooden, baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say that feels tricky, and I like the Syracuse add-in. It's UCLA. Josh or Deke, can you play some Hogwarts or Fall Guy live stream? I will eventually. I'll play Hogwarts again.
Okay.
So good.
Greg, you're up.
Let's
Which
go.
school won the first ever national championship?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Ooh, this is a good one. Yeah.
Greg, you're up.
What are my options?
A, Duke, B, Ohio State, C, Oregon, D, Oklahoma.
Oh, Oregon.
That is correct. All right.
Mhm.
We've got
I remember
a
hearing that a long
tie.
time ago.
I just feel like I'm gonna go with the weird ones.
It's not necessarily a bad move. Okay.
Well, I know that Duke wasn't good before Coach K got there, really. So there's a couple other they were okay, but
Who coined the term March Madness? This is for Derek. Jim Nance, Greg Gumbel, Coach K rather, Brent Musburger.
Nance.
Incorrect. Derek or Greg, chance to steal.
For sure, NBA. I put it in the Discord.
I'm gonna say.
Or email too, but
I'm gonna say Brett Musburger.
That is correct.
Is it? Okay, my next guess was gonna be Gumble.
I was thinking CBS, and Musburger's been on there for a long time, so that's kind of where I got that.
Honestly, if you would have had Bob Costas in there, I would have said Bob Costas.
That would have been an excellent poll, actually.
Greg, what player is the tournament all-time leading scorer? A. Oscar Robinson. B. Christian Leitner. C. Patrick Ewing. Or D. Allen Iverson?
2.
I'm gonna go with Leitner.
That is correct. Christian Leitner.
Ooh. Okay.
Who did you think else was?
I thought Oscar for a second, but then I was like,
I would have gone. There's no H in Ewing, Josh. You silly goose.
Sorry. Okay, one spelling. One spelling.
Hewing.
Deke, you're up. Who was the first number 1 seed to be upset by a 16 seed? A. Virginia. B. North Carolina. C. Villanova. D. Indiana.
Virginia.
That is correct.
UMBC.
Beautiful golden retriever logo. Look at things. Well, were they retrievers? UMBC retrievers?
Yep.
Yeah.
Greg, question 6. Who was the team that knocked off the number 1 seed in Virginia? A. Norfolk State. C. Oral Roberts. B. UMBC. Or D. East Tennessee State.
UMBC.
That is correct. All right. You guys did way better at this than I thought you would.
What a fucking layup these two were.
No. Okay. Question number 7 to Deke. What is the first school to have 20 Final Four appearances? A. UCLA. B. Kentucky. C. Duke. Or D. North Carolina.
North Carolina.
That is absolutely correct. North Carolina.
Nice.
Do you know that one, Greg?
I thought UCLA at first, and then I was like, oh, that makes more sense.
Too convenient for Josh to place the most winningest team with that question. It was never going to be UCLA. You got to think like Josh, not think like the questions.
Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Okay. Greg, what school famously won the tournament as a record-breaking 8th seed? A. Georgetown. B. Syracuse. C. Villanova. Or D. Kentucky.
C. Villanova.
That is correct. Greg is up 5-3 at this point.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Why is he not up 1?
Because he stole from you.
And that was worth 2?
No, it's worth 1.
So it should be 5-4.
Yeah, why would he not be up 1 point then?
Because he also then answered his question correctly because it was
that's right.
2-point swing. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
I was thinking.
The next question we're going to trade. Okay.
Ooh.
So, Derek's up. We're going to attempt to name the 6 schools that are dignified as the Blue Bloods. Okay. So, Derek, you're up first. Give me any one of the Blue Bloods, and you get a point for each Blue Blood.
I just get 1, and then Greg gets 1, and then I get 1?
Yeah.
All right. Duke.
Duke is correct.
Kentucky.
That is correct. Hang on a second. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, Kentucky is not a Blue Blood.
What?
Not an OG.
Is not considered a Blue Blood.
That's why. So when Coach Cal came down, they didn't like him still. Give me UNC.
UNC is a Blue Blood.
Kentucky.
So Derek has now tied the game.
That term has gotten watered down, but when Coach Cal came down there, they didn't treat him as a typical Blue Blood.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So Duke, UNC.
So it's a tie game right now. It's 5-5.
Okay. Kansas.
Kansas is a Blue Blood. Yes. 6-5. Deke.
UCLA.
UCLA is a Blue Blood. 6-6. Greg.
Fuck.
Hey, whoa.
There's 2 left.
Shit, I cannot believe Kentucky wasn't one.
Yeah, no, I only knew that because the old president of Bunton was good friends with Coach Cal, so I watched his 30 for 30 and like became obsessed with him for a hot second. He was definitely thought negatively of when he turned Kentucky around there, Greg.
Wow. Okay. God, I would have never guessed that.
I like knowing stuff you don't know.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's
It's
like
a big deal.
It's like doing drugs.
Dude, I'm still thrown off because like Adolph Rupp and Pat Riley and all that. Like I would have thought for sure that was a blue blood. Like damn.
If it helps you, Greg, I'm guessing after these 4.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, I'm struggling with the
And
next,
we're tied up 6-6, and there's 2 left. So you guys could end in a tie. We'll see.
We might. I'm guessing. I'm gonna guess Georgetown.
That is correct.
Oh, cool.
The one that isn't blue.
To tie the game.
I have a guess.
Okay.
But I'm not happy about it.
Okay.
Because of a conversation Greg and I have had in the past.
Okay.
Due to blue blood, you think of the OG-ness of them. You think of how long they've been around. I don't feel proud of this. Arizona.
That is incorrect.
Damn.
Wow.
So Greg, long story short, there was something where they came out talking about the mix of blue bloods and they named Arizona. And I was like, I at least know that name is in the same breath of Kentucky, which I didn't want to bring up because you and I had the fight about Arizona basketball. It is considered a new age blue blood.
Correct.
Meaning that they're a good program, but they're
Same
not
with
the
Kentucky.
OG.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Michigan.
I was like, yeah.
Sorry. I said a name. I fucked up. I said a name. Greg, for a chance to, well, you're at 7-6. So if you nail the last one, you win definitively. And the name I said, to be fair, could apply to 2 schools. So.
Tom Izzo in Michigan State.
That's your guess?
Yes.
Incorrect.
I'd like to go Michigan.
What?
Incorrect.
Okay. There you go, Greg. It's washed. It's washed. It's washed.
Back
It's
to
washed.
Greg. Back to
See,
Greg.
it's washed. We're even. Because
Okay.
Josh said us, and I was like, all right, we're even, Greg.
We're good. We're good.
Agreed, NBA. I was just joking about the Georgetown. It's not about the jersey color, even though most of them are blue.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If it would have been Michigan, that would have been funny as shit.
It would have been great. Oh, it would have been great. Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm gonna guess Virginia.
Incorrect. Derek. Chance to tie.
This is interesting that we're both this far off in terms of knowing, like how relevant this term is.
I'm just still thrown off about Kentucky. I can't get that out of my head.
No, agreed. It was the last one of those ones I was going to name because I was like, I'm going to go with USC.
No.
Nope.
Greg.
I think I got it. Indiana.
That's correct. Indiana.
Ha!
Greg wins.
The state, sure. The school.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember Bob Knight.
Yeah, but they're red, guys.
That's.
They're just Bloods.
Yeah, they're the only. That's the only school.
I was gonna do a hand sign. I was gonna do a hand sign for a sec, but I realized bad idea.
Yeah, bad idea, Greg.
Smart.
Good. Thank you
Bad
for
idea.
not doing that. Appreciate
Bad
it.
idea.
Oh, officially the Bloods and the Crips fight again due to 2 beers deep. Would be a nice little promo there. That was cool. That was good, Josh. I knew the Kentucky thing. I'm glad. I'll take that as a win over Greg.
I had
Absolutely.
no clue. No clue. I would have thought just based on history alone that.
So
had
he
to
got
have been it.
big. Who was the big name he got up at Providence Providence when he was there, Greg, the basketball player Coach Cal recruited that was
Marcus Camby.
Yeah, so he got Camby and people hated him for that. Then when he got to Kentucky, people hated him because Kentucky wasn't a blue blood. And it was like a large comparison because Coach K technically walked into a blue blood despite people hating him when he started. Yeah. It was cool.
So the difference...
Are you bored?
So the difference is you have to win 5 national championships to be considered a blue blood.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the which technically Kentucky has more than that, but that's the 5. So they're talking about UConn going for blue blood status this year with their 5th.
Then we can call it OG blue bloods, Greg.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. But again, the OG part is like still throwing me off because like, fuck. When I think of Kentucky, like I also think of like Adolph Rupp and being the team that lost to Texas Western and stuff. And I would have thought, God, they've been around.
You thought
forever.
a blue blood was going to lose to Texas Western?
They did,
but they're not a blue blood.
But Adolph Rupp was like an iconic coach and had won titles before that.
Yeah,
so like
but that's my point. Is like you thought a blue blood lost to. I mean, come on, Greg.
I was thinking history. My bad.
He's fucking with you. Leave it alone.
Think with your brain next time, idiot.
I'll try.
Love you guys. This was a wonderful show. Shout out to Chip for jumping on early.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
HR cleared up some stuff very nice.
So
very easy.
how many? 22 years? Josh?
Unless you're gonna.
Years.
So it was technically 39 and a half, but it was damn near the 40. I'll let you.
I have some major questions about his measurements and how he was your friend. So we're gonna go with 39. Yeah.
Okay.
Frankly,
so
I would have
23 years.
You kind of looked like you stepped in front of the line that one
Frankly,
shot.
I would have felt more secure if Lance was the one that was measuring or
That's
was
what
the
I
camera
thought was
person on
happening.
this.
I mean, who is this third-party magical human that can yak a ball 65 yards for fun? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, it's just, Anastasia had a Wyoming naturalist class that she had to do. So I asked Kobe to help.
All right.
Gentlemen, another wonderful episode of Super Steve.
Woo! It was fun as always.
Good
Glad
to have you
you're
back,
back,
Josh.
Thank you.
Wrestling comps were great. Well done, gentlemen. NBA, appreciate you. Bueno, Sid, Denny poking his head in the chat. Chipper, thank you everybody that tuned in and viewed along. We will see you guys next week, which is fuck up, Bean. Which is Good Thursday, right before Good Friday. So
yeah,
that's right.
But and also, by the way, for anyone who wasn't able to catch along, you can also listen to us on all your favorite podcast apps.
Good call.
And make sure you give us a not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5-star review, if you would be so kind.
That is a good call, Greg.
You guys next week.
Say goodnight, D.
We love baseball on this side of the screen.
Love.